They should
We're
adapt.
we're going live. In 3, 2, 1. Error occurred. Please try again later. Playback failed.
Oh.
Bum bum bum. And we're live. Hello, everyone. Hello, Max
Hello.
Bum.
Ooh. Mac ass.
Mac ass.
There's like
I
400
love it.
alarms going on outside.
Yeah,
It
the
happens
Popo
sometimes.
have definitely found us tonight.
Welcome to Legends of Logomancy, the best TTRPG stream this side of Monday nights, available on YouTube specifically from Canada most of the time.
Mhm.
How's it going, Brian?
It has
Fantastic.
been a weekend that deserves gaming on a Monday.
It sure does. Yeah. It's
My
been a
hands hurt.
good week. Yeah. It's been a solid week. It's good to see you guys again. Back to get back in the saddle. Once more, pop on the old fucking. Ow. Let's get inspecting some things, shall we?
I've inspired something with props. My God, I love
I
it.
love it. I love it indeed. My hat is hanging from the ceiling at the moment.
We're just going to stay like this for the rest of the night, honestly.
Yeah.
Or
like
maybe like this. Okay.
Just to accentuate the giant GIF mouth you have.
It's pronounced Jeff.
Oh Jesus!
It's
I do
fucking
not want to be on
not.
that discourse.
We are not turning that argument.
You
into
are
that
wrong in
argument.
2 different types of cultures.
I love that throwback.
I love and hate that. Oh my God. Oh,
No,
Could
we
you
are
imagine,
certainly aware this
I'm
is
angry.
a GIF.
I didn't think of it until now, until you said it. Ugh.
You know what makes it even worse is
What?
that when you look up GIF
Mhm.
in the source material, some 5th edition fucker went in and it's pronounced. There's some debate over whether or not it's pronounced GIF or GIF.
He inserted that in the official material.
You know, some people.
Of course he did.
Mac, how's you?
Tired. It was a long weekend at Expo.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah, Expo.
fun.
We're all alive after
I chose
Expo.
that life, but
Did you dress up?
go.
what?
Did you dress up?
No, I barely was even going to go, and then Riley got me I went with my dad on Friday because he likes that thing, and then Riley got me a free Saturday ticket, and that was like, it was insane. Like, it was, if you're going to catch a sickness, it will be there.
Oh no. That's not very
But
sanitary.
I didn't normally I'd spend like lots
Oh,
of
boy.
monies, but this year I did not. I only bought an Aloy art print and a ring and a Junji Ito Uzumaki
It's a wicked
and
shirt.
other character shirt.
That's a cool shirt.
I like it.
It's that will haunt my nightmares.
Yeah, no kidding.
The
Especially
next
the
time I
ones-
go to
the goal.
con, I swear I will come back as the steampunk Ghostbuster.
I mean, Oda Fest is like next month.
Oh, nobody's going to Odafest. I don't want to die. People shiv me for my kidneys there.
Yes, all of the 20-year-old anime kids dressed up in maid costumes are going to shiv you.
Absolutely. I used to be one of those.
Let's be fair here, Mac. That's that. If the shoe fits, sorry, if the anime cat girl ears fit.
Yeah.
Bunny girl.
I've been going to Odafest for many years. Not the last couple.
I seem to recall an entry into AMV Hell that was created by somebody who may or may not have been doing an homage to Nescaflone.
Did you say Nescaflone?
There was a very famous video, based on a bad dub. I'll give you that much. But yeah.
See, I actually, funny enough, even though I never went to Odafest as a kid, I always went up to I went to Edmonton instead for Animathon.
Yeah, Animathon. Yesteryears when my knees worked and my feet didn't hurt.
Well, and I mean that's the thing about getting old.
What are you talking about? I'm 37.
Yeah, let's kid ourselves longer. I'm also 38, so yeah.
That said, we have some murders and or mysteries to solve, and it's cold outside, so it's time. Jub, Flippy, and errant. You'll notice the hat.
It's cold.
It's a good hat.
You'll notice we are down one sprocket tonight, so I'm just gonna be gnarling into my mic and being like,
Nice.
regularly, often, and his quiet demeanor will have no place here tonight.
Was Sprocket both the paladin and he's a paladin, right?
He is.
Yeah. Paladin of Vengeance, which is why he's cool enough to hang out with Jub Jub.
There's that.
Ah.
Is his character sheet kicking around?
It is.
When in doubt, the omnipotent deity who's running all of this for us, we'll just choose thunderbolts to strike with.
I got me some sprocket here.
The 25 lay on hands is, just...
Yeah. Watch out for that extra section we added at the end where he's got several bricks of prayer incense.
Technically, it's
wishes.
only 20 points of lay on hands.
Oh, he's got a little dip.
Does he ever? Are you assuming his dip?
I'll say cleric, because that's the best dip.
He does not qualify to be a holy man.
Okay, well then I don't know, and I shall find out. I'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. It'll be all right. It'll be good. I like this. Oh, Mac, if you could unbees yourself, please, sir.
I think I know what caused.
Woohoo! I like it.
Save the bees.
Save the bees for next time. And we're gonna go over to Roll20, and we find you guys in a blisteringly cold, windy day. And here we go.
I put Roll20. There we go.
Having left the large business tent of Mistress Varna and headed out into the snow, navigating the city of Shellskrit. It's more of a trader enclave than anything else than a city, I'll say. Following their direction, taking you down, I don't know, like 20 or 30 houses. The streets are pretty clear at this point. There's encampments here and there, people sitting around an outside brazier conducting business that they have to. But you find yourselves standing in front of a big 2-story wooden shack. Door half hangs open. The snow is kind of blown in onto the floor just a little bit. Windows are intact, and it is cold and dark inside.
I don't have anything for light, so if anyone has anything for light.
Jub Jub the Lizard Wizard cackles as his hands burst into flame.
Like it.
But yes, Jub Jub absolutely has light covered.
I like it. Erupting out of the lizard frill in strange, holding a flashlight up to the inside of your cheek sort of ways. It's very unsettling.
If you ever want to amuse yourself, just jam a high-powered flashlight behind your hand. It looks crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sprocket absolutely does not have access to any kind of light-based things. And as you step in, there's a humble-looking scrubbed stone floor, a rather large fireplace with next to no wood into it.
Mm-hmm. Stole
there's
old firewood the second he was dead.
Somebody did.
Terrible.
There's a large burlap sack next to that stack of meager stack of firewood that upon close inspection seems to contain charcoal and coal briquettes. Several wooden shelves look like they were added after the fact, a large nail on either side and just planks put onto it. Seem to hold pieces of pottery, some broken, some whole, some scrubbed through. There's a bunch of old brushes and tools kicking around just below. Murdoch was identified as an archaeologist to you, and setting the scene and looking about of all the dusty crap sitting on the walls and like papers spread across a table. It looks like maybe he was doing some rubbing with like pencil rubbing into parchment. There's several leather-bound notebooks just stacked up. An ink quill sits dried and alone. The ink unstoppered and has congealed and dried out at this point, both from the cold and other. In the far corner of the room, there's a large, squishy-looking set of cushions affixed to a chair with some twine. Looks like he had a wooden chair that he tried to do his very best to make, his nest. It's just cushions on all sides.
Jub has a question.
You say.
Was this a man?
That was my same question. You said nest. Is this an Aarakocra?
Well, not to make any assumptions, but was this a man who lived here?
To the best of your knowledge, Mr. Svarna identified Murdoch as male. That's what you get. That's what she give you.
Excuse me being specious. Nobody's ever mentioned what race.
Yeah, she didn't mention.
Bloody.
She mentioned the body is still here. Is the body still here?
Is the body
on
in
the floor in front of us?
sight? Or should we go find the scene of the murder?
It does not appear to be on this floor. There is a wooden staircase that goes upstairs.
Gotcha. So this is the only room on
Sprocket,
the
go upstairs.
Why?
Go follow your nose.
Oh, okay.
like a breakfast cereal.
Yeah.
I accompany Sprocket upstairs as I'm the only source of light for the both of us.
Yeah.
I'll leave these two to make a fire in the fireplace. Don't forget, guys, we're also here to usurp ownership while we've been given the good graces to sleep here for the night.
Are you lighting a torch inside a wooden house, or are you finding a lantern or something?
Well, I'm not gonna light the
Did somebody
wall.
steal this guy's candles?
If there's a lantern around, I'll light that.
Conveniently enough, over by that big squishy-looking chair, balanced on a table, leaning on its side, so the oil's a little bit, goopy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a glass lantern there, and as you light it and give it the 1-2 scrape, it takes no more than a moment with your tools to flicker some dim light throughout. It looks a little smoky because it's got to burn out some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
so Sprocket and I are not talking about eating faces while we head up to look for the body.
Sprocket specifically pulled out his sword. And it's like
Sprocket. Yeah, we'll be fine.
And he's
Do not
clomping up the
desecrate the
stairs.
dead, please.
I've got your back.
Okay. And as you round up, staircase goes up, and you turn and you look, and you see a mass of feathers everywhere.
Like somebody eviscerated a pillow?
Big pillow fight, yeah.
Or like I'm
with
about to be attacked by Aarakocra.
With bright rainbow-ish gleaming feathers off of your magic. But just on the tips, it looks like there's this metallic green to it. And you go over, and there's a body laying like this, with a long green neck, and a white band around its neck that is crumpled.
Oof.
They look like they have a bill, as though they were a mallard of some kind.
Duckman.
Duckman can't dance.
Arcwing, no.
Okay.
He is laying on a looks like a pallet, a straw pallet, built into a wooden box.
Oh, this guy just saving money everywhere.
Transportation costs.
Yeah.
As you like look around and just like take in the scene,
yeah.
I'll get you to roll me an investigation with advantage rather than having you and Sprocket do it.
Sprocket provides the help action.
Yeah.
Error. Sorry. Forgot where the core tab was on my Roll20 sheet, but investigation advantage says
17.
Yeah, not bad.
All right.
We take in the room and we tip over all the ancient idols that are obviously full of deadly spirits.
Looking around, checking out the body. It looks like a single large hand crushed his neck.
Oh, horrifying.
As
a
you like
handprint shape, or just like it just is narrowly pinched off.
Jub takes their clawed hand and puts in, and like Jub's a big freaking lizard man.
Yeah,
these hands are bigger than yours.
Gotcha.
Kind of checks out with what the information that you were presented from Mr. Svarna.
Yeah, Igai and Konka, were either of them described as a horrifying ogre or a hill giant?
She did clarify that they were some kind of giant kin of sort.
Goliath of some kind, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's horrifying.
And a brother and sister. Yeah. Aside from that, as you're looking around, and you like lift up the pallet a little bit, and it's not.
Did they toss the place, or is it just murdered?
Murder, and the shelves be across from the bed that seem to have papers and artifacts and things are on amongst the ground, spread out, shattered.
Stuff's been swept around, and yeah.
Awesome. It is hard to tell just at first glance, even with a reasonably good roll, if something's missing without knowing what was there in the first place. But
yeah. But then there's like messy workshop of a guy who can't keep his thoughts straight and threw his shit against the wall. And I'm judging from the broken pieces of pottery.
You, as you're looking around, you're like running hands, and with one clawed hand, you kind of accidentally pop the straw mattress that's just basically burlap sacks stuffed full of straw.
Yeah.
And inside, something heavy hits the ground with a dull thud. And as you lift up, there's
I count to 3, and neither of us explode, so that's good.
If that's going on, we would hear the thud downstairs, I'd presume.
Yeah, it's
and at that point, I'm just gonna be like, "Oh, what's going on up there? Did you find anything?"
Exploded.
Okay.
It sounds like somebody dropping a shoe on the ground.
Yeah.
Right? That level of like.
And then a goblin in full plate going clank, clank, clank,
clank, clank, clank, clank, clank, clank, clank. You lift up the mattress, and there's no slats. It's just rope run across, crisscross. And there's a small burlap square, like a square-shaped bag that's tied over neatly. And inside, there's a personal journal and several small bags worth of gemstones.
Brilliant. I hand Sprocket a bag of stones. I have found lore about the strange creature.
Yes.
Triumphantly bring that back downstairs.
You don't. Jub has a familiarity with the arcane. Looking about these things, neither the journal nor the bag of gemstones seems to have any sort of magical or arcane significance. It's looks like where he was stashing what he had
Shiny
of value.
Rocks and his he slept on his valuables.
Yeah,
just
keep
like
them under the mattress. This was not hard to find.
No.
In any way, shape, or form. And Jub
taken
realizes
by the people who murdered him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they weren't here for his stuff. They were here for him. So hopefully the book of lore tells us something about him. But triumphantly flapping and making weird noises coming down the stairs with a book over my head.
Yeah.
Probably hitting my head on the lintel in a small wooden shack.
His stature is not quite 6 foot when he's standing about. But yeah, absolutely a duck Aarakocra.
I'm trying to think of a bad
That's
pun,
fucking
but all I
cool.
can come up with is Duckman.
Yeah.
Duckman.
It's not coming either.
And now because of the choking, Duckman can't breathe.
Oh no, that's a good one.
No.
Yep.
I almost made him a chicken, but I figured you guys were going to do a choke in the
Choke
chicken
the chicken
reference.
reference. Yeah,
Look,
immediately.
If you made him a loon, if you made him a chicken, you'd have been a loon.
No, if we had made him a loon, then we'd have been angry that he died in any way and didn't summon the demonic powers of the loon. Like,
Either way, it doesn't Mallard.
I love it. Anything? I'll give Mac, you and Brian. Anything that Sprocket would have wanted to look at while he's up here. I'll give you a one chance if there's something you're interested in.
Any other
Sprocket, I would
doorways or
Sprocket would-
passages?
Any other what? Sorry.
Doorways or passages?
There was one entryway upstairs. There's a small open window off the far with wooden shutters, about the size. Oh, it's maybe 2 feet.
Yeah, you
It's
say open window like
absolutely
it's not glassed, but it's just open air unless the shutters are closed.
Yeah.
This guy was not paying well.
He was sent here by the conservatory.
Yeah, on a conservatory budget.
There's all manner of warm woolen clothing. There's a meager scraping of like supplies and equipment, and the sorts of things that a person would need for travel.
Little brushes.
Yeah. You do find a small satchel hanging off of one of his bedposts that has a few little arcane components to it. So he obviously knew magic of some kind, whether it was just some utility things, but there wasn't an epic wizard duel here.
No.
He probably just knows like
somebody
start
came
a
upstairs and
campfire.
choked a duck.
In his bed, no less.
Yeah, came upon him while he was sleeping, and
Dishonorable.
There are
That's a
people
lot.
on the internet you have to pay for that, but anyways, with that information, Sprocket's like, yes, downstairs. Yeah. And he comes down
while
and
they
he
were up there,
looks at Aaron.
What were you saying?
He just comes down and looks at Aaron.
yeah, the staring contest has
I
begun.
stare back at it and just kind of go, "Is this something you want?"
What did you find?
Well,
You want
what I was going to say is
The
while they
moody
were up
shadow
there,
guy sitting there holding a lamp.
while they were up there, I
Yeah.
wanted to examine some of the pottery.
Go ahead and so what are you looking for specifically? Are you looking for historical relevance? Are you looking for is it
No,
green?
I'm opening
Is it
stuff and
blue?
looking inside of it.
Okay. Pulling a link.
There's stuff.
Yeah.
in-
All right. Roll me
Opening
investigation, please. If you're
Nat
Natural
20,
20.
baby.
I like it.
Quick,
Um,
kill him! He can't be allowed to continue.
As you're opening up some of these vessels, some of them are vessels, some of them are statues, some of them are just like shattered chunks of pottery. You do notice at the end of the shelf on each one, there's a little like crinkled up piece of paper that's rolled into a tube made of a chicken bone. So right at the far end, you notice one, and then you notice that it wasn't just decoration. There's bone cylinders at the end of each of these shelves. The pottery itself isn't terribly interesting per se. Some has like ancient effigies on it, or some kind of scrimshaw. Some seem to be made of pottery or bone carved in, but there's nothing contained within a vessel or anything like that. But in these tubes off to the side, as you like take it over, and it's again about the size of a chicken bone, a hollowed out chicken bone. And there's little thin pieces of parchment that you can unroll and take in, and written in common. You start going through, and the first item, there's several pieces of paper inside this bone, just incredibly small. It lists a name, and it seems to correspond with the item, and it lists a name, and it seems to correspond with the item next to it, as though he were cataloging the things that he had on display.
My God. An academic who actually does the work.
Can I clarify one thing real quick? Sorry, did you just repeat yourself, or did I just have a fucking glitch in the Matrix? Like when you said, just a moment ago, you said, never mind. I'm just gonna go past it.
I mentioned the chicken bone thing twice. Yes.
It was just, yeah, never mind. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Get back.
do I recognize any of these names?
Roll a history check for me.
11.
In the vaguest sense of like, you might have heard the term of one of the civilizations referenced here. And it's probably not from this area. And maybe that's why it was grabbed in is seen as remarkable. It's like if you were in northern Canada and you found Viking artifacts, and you're like, huh, that doesn't really belong here. What's this about? And you make a note of it and put it down. Nothing truly unique, but the long pieces of parchment that come out of these little bone tubes, there's an entry for everything on this shelf. And on the next one, there's an entry for everything on this shelf, and so on.
Okay. Is there any notes, or is it just like a place it's from? And like, is there anything on those notes that says this is something interesting? This is something that we should take note of.
It's in the same vein of like Huatulan fertility statue, granite carving, size and weight, discovered in dig site 4 alpha kind of deal.
Cool. Can I detect magic on all this shit?
Absolutely. Running a ritual since you have time. Cool.
Yeah.
No magic. They are entirely mundane.
So the goblin comes downstairs and he's like, so, what do you want? I'm busy. And I continue my thing, and that kind of catches up to where we are. So these are just strictly mostly display pieces. Like, look at my ancient rock from ancient Mesopotamia.
I found a book. It's full of shit.
You know people, and you probably get the vibe that these are things that this person had cataloged or collected up here that he felt were worthy of keeping on display for himself until he has to take them back. They're not his necessarily, but he can't just put them out, so he had cataloged them appropriately and kept them off to the side.
I'm sure had he been alive, he'd have talked to us for an hour.
Exactly.
Gosh.
He has a magnificent chair.
Ooh. A man of good taste. I definitely sit in it.
Culture.
I definitely sit in his chair, see how it sits.
You're pushing 7, 8 o'clock at night now. As you sit in said chair, you feel that old familiar creak that most GIF are familiar with when you sit in a wooden chair that was not specifically designed for you.
Yeah.
And oh shit!
Could use some reinforcements.
There's a little bit of a crack, and then you settle.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, if I don't move, everything will be fine.
How's his desk look?
I can look at Jub.
Oh, sorry, Brent. You said.
I was just curious. How's his desk? If he's got the chair, I'm assuming it's in front of it, or it's behind a desk.
So the chair that you've got here is more like a reading chair off to the side. There's a stool, four-legged, quite sturdy looking, very robust, over at a work desk where the ink and quill are located in a pile of papers.
Okay.
So it makes sense that Flippy would have been looking at something while the others were upstairs as well. Is there something you want to check out?
Just if he was writing anything relevant recently.
Roll an investigation check. Just flipping through stuff. Yes.
With advantage? No. I think I'm just relatively good at that anyway. Or investigation plus a 22.
A 22. You're reading through, and there's a little bit about a trip over to Monstimi. It looks like the majority of the papers that you have are campaign notes. Like, he's like, day 470. We went to the settlement of Monstimi, looking for, like, the lost relics of such and such tribe that were recently described in this book over here as, a bunch of boring bullshit.
Do I notice if any of the places he's talking about have a population of large folk? Like the one that killed him?
We showed up in the village and kicked things over until someone murdered me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I'm just waiting
we
for that
showed up
shoe
and
to
made
drop.
enemies. They were this guy.
Welric does have a large giant and Goliath population, given the ecology here and the environment. Monstimi is a reasonable sized town, and on getting information, like it makes sense to me that Flippy would have probably read about the region a little bit. Monstimi is the largest town out from Shellscrit. And obviously Nexus City being right next door doesn't really count, but, because it's everywhere. Quantum cities. It's about 3 days east of here, give or take, from the small bits that you recall from your readings. And there's a distribution of a bunch of different things. It started off as a mining settlement and kind of went up from there.
All right. Well, I'll just let Aaron know that I saw this and I recognize the name of that city, and that maybe that is a potential lead.
And Sprocket and Jub come down as you're chatting, and Jub's like, "Meh." Or sorry, Sprocket's like, "Meh."
Jub is triumphant and goes boom onto the table with the massive book.
Sprocket does not pass over a small bag of jewels.
Yeah. I wave the ceremonial sword over top of it just to make sure there are no spirits with which need to be severed. And then I just start flipping through it randomly until something catches my eye.
I like it. Once more, Errant, the book that Jub has dropped on the ground does not register as magical in your eyes. Would Jub have put it on the table?
On the floor like a madman. He's going to stand over it like a madman.
See, I got this vision of him dropping it on the floor and then standing over it ominously, looking at his feet, moving it with flipping pages with his toes.
If Jub had prehensile toes.
It seems to be, to nobody's surprise, a personal diary, a personal journal.
Who's he got a crush on?
You know,
like, who does he pen in the corners with little hearts around the name and
Yeah.
that kind of crap?
You know, there's one sweet gal named Mallory.
Oh God.
You sick bastard! Not when I'm taking a drink.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it. The majority of it are, as you read through it, it's written in common. It's relatively thick. It seems like he's, as you
for a
start
long
into
career of diary.
He's been up here for a couple of years now.
I look at the inside cover, 3 of 17. Like,
yeah, it's he chronicles things like he paid a vast amount of money for somebody in town to teach him how to do a bit of magic for keeping a fire going and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, the skills that he is honing here will serve him wonderfully in the conservatory. And once he pays his dues, they're really going to notice all his hard work and gumption.
Oh, God, was he 3 days from retirement?
And he's gonna really get that promotion into like second vice lieutenant understudy.
How many times has he been passed over for that promotion?
Oh, God,
and you flip to the next page and it's like you flip to the next page and it's like 7.
No.
It's either older people that decided to jump a lane, or the younger people that just like were in the right place at the right time and they were bootlickers.
See, what this means is that his entire knowledgeable sanctuary needs to unionize, and they need to get a nice hierarchy system going where seniority is actually rewarded, so those lane jumpers don't fuck him over so much. Also, this man is the most boring person in the world.
Yeah.
This duck.
He is a duck. You
didn't come across any weird arcane symbols or like spooky portents or anything he like hastily scrawled in a mad message in a weird way in blood in the book. It's all just laundry and promotions.
As you flip through to the almost not the last page, but about a week or two's out, he was approached by a set of twins while buying supplies in Shellscrit. And they seemed to be, they had some strange ideas about a severed hand and an artifact with a hand. And they kept mentioning a name like Busta Krakish. And he didn't really have much sense, but they seemed to single him out in the good shop. And he mentions being freaked out, giving apologies, and saying he didn't know anything about any Busta Krakish, or severed hands or anything like that. And then you flip a couple of days later, and the sister always kept her hood up, but it had weird protrusions like pointing out of the hood, asking about Fugelstown, the battle at Fugelstown. And he mentions just having a strange conversation with a lady for the first time in a while, and she seemed relatively nice, and she had an interest in history, and she didn't ask about any weird severed hands like her brother did. And that was quite nice. And then it's mundane.
And then the last entries.
He mentioned specifically refining a set of artifacts from there not even 2 years ago, and having them slated for the conservatory. They were going to be going out. And as you seem to recall, up in the upstairs, there was a wooden crate full of straw that was smashed to bits, just off in the corner, just with the detritus like everything else. And that it kind of tracks. It was about the size of a footlocker.
Jub is going to be right back, and then on all fours scrambles back up the stairwell.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Okay, box. Peace. Mending.
the box reforms back into the shape of a small footlocker the size of a 24-pack of beer.
Cool. What was in you? I say to the darkness.
Speak with wood.
Yeah,
like,
speak with wood. Roll me a perception check.
Yeah, perception. Then.
And anybody else that wants to ramble upstairs with the lizard,
I'm for sure following that skitter because that's just like cool. What's he on about up there?
Can you roll me? Can you roll me a d20, please, Flippy?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, that's a luck check, sir.
It's 15.
The chair holds as you like push out of it.
Yeah.
It's
solid
hard.
chair
The
right
chair
there.
pushes back.
I'm gonna do a quick design sketch on it, but then
Put a
follow
mop
upstairs
directly underneath of it.
There's some weird analogy between like good design and it being an old wooden chair that a college kid got at the thrift shop and duct taped pillows to the arms to make it super comfy and neat.
Nice.
This is starting to sound dramatically close to what I did. Anyways,
this is an attack. I confess.
What's in the box, my friend?
What's in the box? Aaron, with a perception check like that, as you're following along, and they're leaning over this box, and I feel like, given the nature with having advantage on that, I'll give it to you. You like lean down into this box and grab a small bone tube that was fixed to the inside.
Oh, the man writes everything down. What does it say?
And you slip it out, and there's a it's not written in common. Some of it is. It says excavated at, or excavated specifically by conservationist Murdoch.
Names underlined.
Yeah.
You're telling me this has turned into a Murdoch mystery.
Again, the joke comes by a
we
second
already
time.
made that joke.
Well, it works again.
Please,
Was
sir.
it last time? Because I don't remember.
It was.
What happened?
It was last
Was
time.
it also a Murdoch mystery last week?
Yeah.
So
Excavated
Murdoch found it.
in the forest around Fuglesang, burial site, circa like such and such date, about 300 years ago.
Reference here. Okay.
Yeah. Fallen champion of Vaprak.
Oh boy.
Hand
Things with
of
names.
Vaprak. Hand of, and then it starts going into giant script.
Oh no, I do not believe I am. Like big blocky runes, and they're like not cuneiformish, but yeah.
It looks like he was trying to like do it for extra credit to be like, I speak giant.
Oh, I totally just referenced the material directly. Oh, like in an intellectual circle, if you start translating stuff willy-nilly without like 6 other people consensusing, you're gonna get weird translations. So he's got credit there. But also, you dick, we can't read this.
I'm gonna pocket that piece of paper for now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It feels important.
It looks like, from what you've seen, hand of something in giant.
Probably a proper noun.
Servant of something. Like there's certain words that use like dwarf. Does anybody speak Dwarvish?
Yeah, they share an alphabet, right?
They share an alphabet, yeah.
I've got Draconic, Infernal, and Primordial. I don't think there's any crossover.
There is not.
Are any of these in cuneiforms written in human flesh?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Yeah. I got nothing.
Flippy, anything on your end for the languages you speak?
I speak.
I only speak one language. That doesn't seem right.
Wow,
That does not speak. That does not seem right.
Language-
You should have
wait.
2.
Did he start
Or
as a
sorry,
barbarian?
2, but
There
I
we go,
didn't count
yeah.
common.
Common and Dwarvish.
Oh, you do speak
were
Dwarvish.
you, sorry, you were
Just
looking for
Dwarf-
Dwarvish. Yes.
Yeah. Roll me an intelligence check, Flippy. Just straight
do.
intelligence.
That's saving throw. Intelligence. There we go.
Ooh.
16.
16.
With a little bit of time, because they share an alphabet. You sit down, and it's not so much an understanding as like a pronunciation. There's a what looks like a name. It says Gornak.
Gornak.
Who's Gornak?
And then the other word that you can make out of it, there's you recognize some of the symbols as like mage. And then there's something in between that kind of eludes you a little bit. Pardon me a moment. Spam calls.
Seems like there's a mage something Gornak.
So fallen champion of Gornak. That was the loose translation that was going there.
Fallen champion of Vaprak.
Fallen champion of Vaprak. Something something Gornak mage. Double quotes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Given your languages and your grasp of the scenario, that's kind of what you got. The wind is howling outside. It is cold in this place.
I'm going to light the building on fire. I'll be right back.
Oh, hold on.
As one does.
Sprocket knows that means I'm going to go
no,
light
no,
a fire
no.
in the fireplace. Using magic to get some
feel
coals
like-
going.
I feel like Sprocket being downstairs has already begun doing so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shoot a firebolt into the
From downstairs, you
fireplace.
guys hear, no, 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 no.
He's got a he's wrapped up in like a bunch of winter clothes and stuff, and he's just like
just immediately wrapped himself in all the warm shit in the room.
yeah.
Nesting.
No.
I am smaller. I have
Mhm.
less insulation than you.
Okay, your
You're
blood is
fat.
hot. Mine is cold. Shove over.
Yeah, but you're
We,
fat.
we get in a little slap fight in front of the fire.
Eh.
Bonding.
Picks you
There's
up
no
and puts you
problem
over there.
with having a
He just hoists me bodily.
nothing wrong with having a little padding, you know.
Mhm. Decidedly, Flippy is less cold.
I'm
As we see the floorboards dramatically shifting, and like dust from ages past falling from the rafters above us.
I'm gonna start building my own chair.
With blackjack and hookers.
It's gonna
Little
have a
missile
slight
launcher.
inspiration from this guy's design.
Uh,
Just the stability bars in between.
I like it. But that's what you find.
Well, we got a warm place to sleep. We've got a clue. I think we need to go to a battlefield. I mean, the auspicious eye turns inward, and the will of the gods is that champions remain fallen only for so long before the mantle is picked up by another. And these two seem like fuckwits that would believe in prophecy like that, so I'm thinking we're going to have to track them down somewhere near there.
Like a good plan.
Also, fuck them. Because,
Yeah.
shit, they ruined this boring asshole's house.
Yeah. You would have burned it to the ground.
I would have, but I didn't have the inclination. He hadn't offended me personally, and he hadn't prayed to, that god that day. So
Do we know how many people were at this house to do this job?
Looks like
Or
this
was it
man
just the
lived alone.
one person? But the guy who choked him out, the assailant. Did there appear to be any other?
If you're so roll me an investigation check in that regard. Because you're looking for very specific things.
Oh wait, yeah. Based on their account, how did they report the death? Like they saw two people absconding and found a dead man later?
Nobody said.
Hmm.
With a 12, it's kind of hard to gauge specifically at this point. You guys have been all through this crime scene, leafing through his shit at this point. Going upstairs, you confirmed that it seemed like there was a bit of a kerfuffle in the bed, but there wasn't they weren't smashing each other against the walls or
Oh yeah, there was no defiant
beating them with
wizard
a bag
battle.
of oranges. It
No.
looks like somebody came in while this person was sleeping wrapped their hands around his throat, and literally just crushed him like a ripe fruit.
Yeah.
Like a little goose.
There's like no signs of like a second person holding the feet or like 3 people like pinning him down in a big thing. No. Okay.
I combed for clues. By all means, look twice.
Yeah.
I did not find any open alcohol. I apologize.
Again, the size of the
Any
hand,
food.
closer to Flippy's hands than they are to Jub's hands.
Mm-hmm. Which is saying something.
There is actually food in a. There's
They didn't rip off his food?
They did not.
Oh, how bad is this food?
There's a big wicker cabinet that has a porcelain bowl on top, and some jugs for water and liquor and things. But you open it up and there's pressed tins, like old timey pressed tins, and just like the crustiest of breads.
Mm-hmm.
Like
just
the man is
desiccated and it's hollowed out.
No, the man was a duck. He ate heels of bread.
Crumbs and
He's
heels.
like,
it's so bad for him. He should be
bag of corn.
He should so be in snap beans and greens of some kind, lettuce, anything green. Like,
comes at a premium up here. He's on an educator's salary.
Yeah.
We do something with his body.
I'll keep it cold, really. Put it by the window. Hang it out the window, actually. That'll keep it cold for longer.
It's cold out here, right? It should freeze.
It's getting warm in here.
Is there a place where we should bring this? I don't know. Does he have a family? Fuck.
I mean, I think we're the authority here as so much as they have tons of mercenaries and privates outside, but don't give a shit about what happens in private houses.
Jub.
Uh-oh.
You specifically recall reading through the journal about Miss Mallory, who was a fellow conservationist at the conservatory.
Okay.
That
long distance.
Yeah. Not necessarily a relationship, more so a close friend. It's probably unrequited close friend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you are the only one in the group with sending. Go, lizard man, go.
Going high. No, she doesn't need to know the mystery. She doesn't need to know. You don't want to open up old wounds. You don't want to call. You don't want to cold call.
That's what sending literally is.
Well, yeah. But also it would be like a lizard man's disembodied psychic voice in her mind.
Hello.
on top of me being Jub. I'm like,
your friend is dead.
She doesn't need that. She didn't know him that well. As much as he thinks he knew her that well. I'm reading the subtext here, and I'm
That's about it, given your circumstance. That is probably the most straightforward way that you guys have for letting this academic body know that their agent out here is not coming home, and or come and get him.
Sprocket, that is an entirely salient thought, and I bid you, sir, smother it with alcohol now.
But he needs rights.
Down assholes. We don't need to tell the library shit.
We don't know who he worshipped, and I can't do burial rites if I don't know who he cared about.
Oh, that's cool. We can just brand him with the name of one of several gods, and he'll be fine.
Sprocket literally takes you out on the back of the calf.
Just whack.
Like, he grabs the stoutest piece of firewood that's left and literally takes you to the floor. He's like,
what?
No.
But it works on paper. But just send them to a god. I'm not asking the god for anything. Okay, fine. We'll do it your way.
You see Sprocket do a thing that you've only seen him do every now and again.
Oh,
and the piece of firewood that's in his hand starts vibrating violently as though it were now booming.
Okay, fine. I'll call her.
No.
Don't call her. Who do I call?
Puts it down. And he's like, burial rites matter.
Okay. Well, use your rights. Jeez.
I don't know.
Your god's bigger than my god. Whatever.
You know that's not how it works.
Okay, your god's smaller than mine? Is that how goblin gods work?
He reaches for the firewood again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
We have a
bardic
sitcom level
inspiration him on this one.
I like it. And then bees when you can.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So Sprocket worships the divine strength of a god called Cord.
Oh, of course he does. I am unsurprised, Sprocket.
As well as the Raven Queen.
Is it hempen? Is it nylon cord? Like
it's made of bees. It's made of bees.
Cord made of bees.
Cord made of bees. He's like,
is it E minor, E flat? Like some of them are harder to like pronounce on the guitar than you'd think.
I can do a general ceremony for this person, and we can bury them, or burn a pyre or something.
He died in combat. I'm sure Cord has a specific right for dudes who get fucked up in combat.
This man was a wuss who was murdered in his bed.
Yeah.
We
like,
don't have
that, right?
We don't have a page in the manual for that.
That seems like sleeping. A weird mission. I mean, like, there's the guys who win, and there's the guys who lose. You gotta have one for each, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, or is this one of those specific deities who only like honors the victorious?
Give him the loser's burial.
Yeah, come on. Dig him a hole, chant the
3
loser's
feet
song,
deep.
move on.
And he says, look, the Raven Queen has very specific guidelines about this.
Oh.
Somebody has to shuffle him over. I'm tired and hungry. And I don't want to have to do like 17 of these ceremonies because we'll be here all day. And I'm not about that life.
It's already late.
It's already late. Like
I'm already basking. I bet Flippy has some inclination towards what this guy had in life. Flippy,
he's on
Flippy,
the literal highway to hell.
I can't tell. Let me see.
Do the duck people have gods?
Do I know?
Do the book
what
people
I
have
understand?
Pantheon worship is not generally specific to race in most cases.
Oh,
there are a few exceptions to that.
You know what? I have religion trained, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Or I went for the opposite end. I went Arcana, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, no. My guess is as good as literally anybody.
Well, let's just call up his contact and let them know to come fetch his body. That seems
a religion 16 though.
You're not familiar with the duck god? More so than
but that's a confident there probably isn't one, as opposed to I don't know about that guy.
It's more in the vein of like you're aware of Fiongula, the demigoddess of Swan Maze.
That shit that's hard to pronounce.
Yeah. That's probably the closest you can think of.
Macabre got an aspect out here. The god of knowledge and arcana and the seeking of intelligence. He's a kind of a brother god to the darkness of Vecna and the evils within.
They refer to Bokab as Mistra over here.
Mistra. We could do a Mistran ceremony. I mean, we read off some of his personal writing and burn it with the body. Does that work for you? Or is the Raven Queen going to be shitty about that too? It's just crust of bread. What, am I wrong?
You should tell his friends.
Fine. Slap myself in the forehead with both my hands, and I think to myself, this woman who's been described in great detail in this book, and I try and join our minds with a message.
Great length was used to describe the shapeliness of her neck.
Elegant and swan-like. I picture her very specifically in my mind and shudder to think how many times he's done the same. But I think, Mallory, do not be afraid, for I am Jub Jub, the one who has found your dead friend. He has been murdered in his line of duty, and perfect.
He has been murdered.
He has been murdered.
He has been murdered in duty.
Oh my God. Not Trevor. No. What happened?
She keeps rambling in grief.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I'll whack down another second level spell. And third level spell. Yeah, on that note, do you remember what god he worshipped? Because it's specific to the burial rites, and we want to make sure you send him off okay.
Last I checked, Trevor was teaching at the university and worshipped Bahamut. Oh no, Trevor! What am I going to tell our children?
Whoa!
Oh, wow! This man is not on the up and up on his description of his wife? Fling?
Friend.
Oh my god. All right, this is
Wow,
worth
what a dick.
burning sorcery points to pick up a spell.
She keeps uttering the name Trevor
Okay.
as though she has no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Wait, Trevor?
Yeah, his name wasn't Trevor.
Correct.
All right,
You're like,
burning sorcery points. Before I cast the spell, what's this fucker's name?
Murdoch.
No, honey, not Trevor. Murdoch out in insert this town's name, which I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Because he got murdered here while searching for stuff in name of battlefield.
Fuglestown.
Thank you.
The town is Shellskrit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Not Trevor. Other one.
Oh. Murdoch. Yeah. I'll tell somebody about that. And she says, I'm sorry for your loss. I will let the conservatory know. And she says it all very carefully.
This is not a very well-liked man, it appears.
He had a very weird conception about who he thought was an intimate friend or not. Anyway, whoever ran into a duck man named
was he
Trevor,
a neckbeard?
You know, now that you think
he was
about
like,
it,
I held the door open for her once, and now she's my girlfriend.
There's a bunch of like downy feathers right along here.
And he's one of those guys who just dives into books and the narratives within and the ancient histories of grand heroes.
Hey, Aaron. You know what you see hanging by the door on a hook? A fedora.
Oh my god.
Milady.
A fedora or a trilby?
Malallard.
Malallard.
Okay.
Malallary.
You notice that all of his entries.
Rocket, you owe me $5. He worshipped Bahamut.
All of the entries in his
whatever
in his journal say
Sprocket's not going to prove me wrong.
Damien Murdoch.
Oh my god.
Does he have a hold on? Is there like a wooden katana above his doorway?
It's not quite done yet.
I think I owe Sprocket money because he's definitely worshiping the Raven Queen if he's this much of an edgelord.
He's crafting it for himself.
Because he's learning the ways of the sword. Because he's been teaching himself about the ways of the sword for years.
It's intricately like it's placed oh so carefully beside the bed, so he's always ready.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this guy doesn't deserve much of a burial. Anyways, we will
let's just
avenge
chuck
him.
him out the window.
We will avenge him, but for now he is getting tied with a rope outside the window, so he stays frozen.
He's staying frozen right now because the window upstairs is open.
Oh, for fuck! Well, we need to stop with the updraft. It's a damn chimney. It's just gonna burn out all this coal.
Let's just close the upstairs door.
You're assuming this man pays for doors. Let's stack up shitty books and bad artifacts in the air gap. go from there.
Pardon me, just a little sneezing fit there. Yeah, if we can try to seal it up a little bit though, and give him a tomb for now at least.
All right.
A little chilly tomb.
Wrap him in his beddings
by the window where it's cold.
Yeah. Because we're going to be downstairs with a fire, and it's going to get relatively warm.
I am currently basking. There's a large rock right by the fire pit.
Yeah, we gotta focus. We gotta quack this case pretty quick here.
Fuck me.
Look, our peoples must understand each other. They lay eggs, we lay eggs. It's all eggs all the way down.
You eat their people.
I probably eat their eggs a lot. Actually.
You eat their eggs.
I eat eggs.
They destroy your eggs and with flamethrowers.
Flippy's just like holding a pickled egg for no reason.
The mage
still has them. They're just coming out of the woodwork at this point.
Well, of course I'm bringing them with me.
He's got that massive pickle jar in his bag of holding.
It's in the bag of holding,
it's just got rations scrawled on the front of it.
Pulling out random pickled items. Pickled onion.
Oh, thank God for bags of holding.
I think I just solved the campaign. I think I just solved this whole campaign.
What is it?
This guy is trying to release the Quacken.
Ooh.
You know, they mentioned Boosta Crackish. Maybe they meant Boosta Quackish.
Maybe.
We will deal with that in the morning. Does anybody have any string and bells for when the assassins come to murder us in our sleep?
I don't really have to sleep, so I can be...
Perfect. Literally face plant the floor.
Wham.
I forgot to take it, but maybe tomorrow I'll prepare an alarm for us.
Can't believe I burned 2 third-level spell slots and sorcery points equivalent to sending cold call her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you didn't give a shit about this guy.
She did not give a fuck. Oh, I love it.
So many minutes.
Sprocket is sitting there and like pulls out a mess tin and is heating it over one of the charcoal like little braziers that's about waist height or so, and heating up some pocket soup fresh from the kitchens, and is drinking inconspicuously quite conspicuously from a flask, and he's humming like
in the Navy.
No, he's got some like old Iron Maiden tune that's just like
yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually. Hang out at the bar.
Yeah. Heating things up, having a little nip, and starts laying his bedding down. Slowly pulling his plate mail off. Takes a bit of time.
Undoing the ratchet straps.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of shit. Yeah.
What about the rest of you?
Laying on a large stone in front of the fireplace.
I'm going to... I kind of sit down on the ground and I lay my instrument in front of me. And it sits as it would as an instrument, and I kind of cross my legs in front of it. And I go into my trance. But while I'm in my trance, my fingers are on the strings of the cello, silently pushing on frets and like air plucking above it, so it doesn't actually make any noise.
You're just feeling the tension of it.
Musical mind palace.
I'm making the finger plucking motions and I'm pressing on the fretboard, but I'm not actually making any sound as I'm doing it. But in my trance, I'm kind of doing this.
Idle hands.
And you're facing the front door while you do this?
I am facing the front door, and the strings are kind of glowing as I do it.
All right.
Not for any useful thing, it's just kind of what they do.
And Flippy?
After getting my chair set up, I would just pull out a few small objects from my bag of holding and just do a little bit of magical tinkering. I'm gonna take a little ball bearing and just tap it and have it emit light in a 5-foot radius.
Okay.
And dim light for another 5 feet. I'm just gonna put it in my like front pocket. And as soon as I put it in its cupboard, the dim light just kind of recedes. And once I take it out, it'll be visible again. But and then I'm gonna rummage through, and I'm going to take out a small piece of paper, and on it, it's just a little note written from a loved one from ages ago,
Now
and it's
connected
got.
to Tyler's Mac Mini.
Oh my goodness! Did you guys all hear that?
I see. I most certainly did.
Once it wasn't my computer randomly connected to the internet.
Oh. But yeah, so as I read it, it's just a note that my old sweetheart wrote to me, and it's still got a bit of scent from the magical tinkering. It just can allow me to have an odor.
Oh, like a perfume box or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just going to sit back and just be like, it's cold up here. I need a little bit of your warmth, sweetheart.
Oh, I love it. Wrap yourselves in a blanket and nest yourself in.
Get ready for a comfortable night's sleep.
Comfortable.
Well, I mean, if he reinforced the chair before he went to sleep, he might not roll out of it and explode it across the room.
Like an old.
I built my own one.
Like an old alcoholic
ass.
falling asleep in that like terrible recliner in front of the TV.
That's
You
got
see
like
his
a him-shaped hole in it.
You see these massive tree trunk legs just go flunk.
And you see the pipe eventually falls out, and a little ember falls down and burns another hole next to the other ones on his lapel.
And the house erupts into flames, and everyone
And it wasn't my fault for once.
Game over. No,
I don't know how this is. I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah. The night is relatively uneventful. Jub regularly has to like go over and throw more charcoal into the braziers. It's more so like
Jub's first inclination is to point his hand at the fire and just lance heat into it, and then he realizes the stones on the back wall aren't catching, and he's just like scooping a fistful of stuff into it.
Yeah, it's less the fireplace itself, and more like metal bowls full of charcoal and coal.
Yeah,
that are just radiating it out a little bit. Morning comes. It is a dim, pale light that kind of creaks around the not so well sealed door.
Me?
Was that?
Oh, I just accidentally cast jump.
What I think just happened.
Flies out of the chair.
I was gonna say, you know that jolt you have when you're sleeping, following your dream.
My
You
client,
do that, but you instinctually cast jump and fly 30 feet.
Hippo yeets himself through a wall.
I was just gonna go through my spells, and because I can change them in the mornings.
You can.
Right?
You are a prepared caster.
Yeah, I'm gonna prepare some spells here.
Sounds good.
So do I just? Yeah. Okay. There we go. Easy peasy.
Before you set those in stone, hypothetically, what is your guys' game plan for today, so you guys can make the appropriate preparations?
Jub with the dawn rises, stretches, grabs the ceremonial sword, points it at the rising sun, and screams in primordial, "Not today!" And he curses the sun god yet again. Other than that, looking for scraps. There's some hardtack in this cupboard, right?
I've been awake for at least 4 hours because I only did 4 hours of trance.
Yeah. Did you find that cord
I'm
yet?
going to go out to the town to get myself a piece of food while these guys are sleeping at the end as they're waking up kind of time. Get myself some food. And is there anything like other than like, like an inn that has some food? Is anybody awake? Is there anything?
There are folks that are just kind of like milling about. Some folks are out purchasing supplies, doing orders. The vibe of this place is a lot of it is either mercenaries waiting to be hired to go out on a job, or merchants that are waiting to be allowed entry into Nexus City. And like this place is a proverbial bus station where
Okay. Is there anybody looking particularly shaken merchant wise that may have had a rough time coming in?
Go ahead, roll me persuasion.
I lost all my
just like
diamond dust and all my contraband artifacts.
Oh, what? Sorry?
a persuasion check. This is like asking about and just like making idle chit chat with folks to get the information you're looking for. Yes, you do end up seeing with a 16, and being kind of like steered towards a particularly haggard-looking middle-aged man with just like a massive afro worth of like salt and pepper hair going out all over the place. He smells atrocious to your elven senses. He's probably been in the same clothes for weeks or more.
Even in the cold.
Especially in the cold.
Ooh.
And he's got a loaded sled that looks like it's seen better days. It does not have enough dogs pulling it. And there's two bedraggled looking folks in snowshoes, like rubbing their calves and their hams, sitting in the snow beside him, like leaning against this thing. And they've seen some shit. One of the people that's massaging their calves has a bandage wrapped around their leg.
Okay.
It seems to be soaked with some kind of black and green coming through.
I kind of approach and I kind of kneel down towards the person on the ground. I go, "It looks as though you've had yourself a bad night."
Am I right? It's a man and a woman. The two folks in snowshoes. Seems to be the woman that has the bandage. Looks up at you, kind of ruddy, like blustering red face, like ruptured blood vessels kind of thing, like they've been, running in a deep freeze. Looks up and is like, "Yeah, it's pretty rough time."
Well, what exactly caused your evening to be so rough? What is this bandage and where did it come from?
You're not from around here, are you?
No, I'm most certainly not.
She kind of half claps you and says, winter gas bite. We barely made it away. We lost most of the dogs."
So, do these come out of nowhere? Are they specific places they come from?
Oh, there's roving bands all over. This is just two of them, and we managed to get away, but nicked me as I was running.
Will you die from that wound?
You see something kind of cross her thoughts for a second. It's almost a resignation of, probably, I don't know. We'll see if the gods let me live.
How exactly does one treat a wound like that?
Well, it's a disease just like any other. And I'm going off of your persuasion check here, of course, for all of this. It's a disease, if you can afford it, folks can heal it. But if you can't, then maybe it's your time. Maybe the risk and all the money up here wasn't worth it.
Can you afford to heal it?
Don't know. Not sure of anybody that can heal disease around here. So,
but I know if any of my members back at the place had like a cure.
Sprocket specifically can heal that kind of thing.
I kind of make pause for a second. I go, there are people I'm here with who, for free, cash-wise, would heal your wounds. All I'd ask in return is maybe, just maybe, if you were to give me some information of the surrounding area.
Could probably do so. She goes to stand up and offers her hand to you. Says, I'm Tilly.
Errant.
Nice to meet you, Aaron. That's a heck of a deal. That's Mordic here, and the dude sitting down in the snow just kind of like gives you one of these. Both appear to be human, and the blustery faced dude that's on the back of the dog sled is like rubbing his hands, and he's like, "I'm not paying you to sit." And
You won't be paying.
Mordic throws him a finger.
I kind of go, you won't have anyone to pay at all if you don't come with me for just a little bit.
Hey, that suits me just fine. And he claps on some really big gloves and he starts like stomping away, and he points a finger at the two of them and says, "Nobody touches this lead. I'll be back." And starts huffing it into town, like up the street. Seems to be some kind of a merchant that they were escorting someplace.
I will tell the one guy to stay, and then ask the other one, like, are you able to walk?
I've been running most of the night, so I mean, what's a little more? Sure. Hell of a deal. I'm not going to say no.
Okay, then. And I will guide them back to our little home.
Everything that they're rocking is like full-on reindeer skin clothing. So like whites on the outside, the vague brown coloration, external stitching, that sort of thing. Seems bulky. It seems warm. She's got a coat that goes from shoulders down her knees. And this just like big massive hood that you only see like this much of her out. But there's a kind of gentle chink, chink, chink as she walks. There's some sort of armament underneath it. Chain or scale or something.
Okay. I kind of guide her back and kind of push open the door, and as I do, have they awoken at this point, or are they still asleep?
You're probably at the edge hours. I imagine Sprocket's probably awake, sipping from a flask, and has like a small nubbin of a candle burning, and is saying something like under his breath, preparing spells for the day, that sort of thing.
I will open the door and look directly to Sprocket and be like, Sprocket, we have company.
You hear out aloud like coming from an armchair.
Yep. And
I'm
kind of like
surprised his septum is deviated.
I lean down.
It's
to
deviated
Sprocket.
by this much because he's a hippo.
Just wobbles back and forth.
I lean down to Sprocket and I say, you are needed in this moment. I promised this young lady that you would help heal her wounds. She has a disease, you see, from one of the creatures out in the wilds, and I figured this would be great practice for you for curing us, should it be needed.
No. I mean, okay.
Reveal your wound, please, Tilly.
Show us your gash, Tilly. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys.
And
I
it was,
really am.
it was
Sicky, like a sickly pustule of green is revealed. I'm not making this better.
Now the wound, Tilly.
Ah, so it's a green waffle.
Oh no. I've never
And we're
seen
going
and
to
will never
break.
see. Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Anyway, so
folks.
she reveals
Oh.
the wound.
Yeah, and it's got this like, you know, when you're looking at a housefly and it's got that kind of like greenish sort of reflective
Pearlescence.
sheen. Yeah,
Yeah.
opalescence. That's kind of what her leg is doing.
Oh,
Around
Like
a
belly meat, like a little too
like
long.
really old deli meat.
Yeah,
There we go. Prosciutto
around
left in the sun.
what looks to be a jaw, like a human jaw bite, but it's way too big.
Yeah, if it
for
was
like
populated with like fucking tool and die.
Like the teeth are all where they're supposed to be, but it's like the human's mouth was like this big. And Sprocket like kind of like walks over. He's not wearing armor yet. Just in vestments. It looks like so he's got a bad like skull black looking tunic t-shirt, but it's modified slightly to like.
Is it a death metal t-shirt?
It is 100%. It's done in
Here's a Walmart
shirt.
Punisher logo t-shirt.
No, it's done in embroidery to be like Eddie from Iron Maiden.
Oh, that's
But
great.
only in the best way that he could describe it to a lady with a needle.
Yeah. So it's a howling ghast with this ridiculous hairdo.
Yeah. And she's like holding a needle and it's like, and you want this on your tunic?
It's
Yes.
totally badass.
I will strike fear into my enemies. So he sits down and he's like, I'll touch this. I have spoken.
Absolutely none of us have anything approaching social skill. Just
I do.
all of our
I'm
deliveries
like the only
are wrong
possible
in four cardinal ways.
Yes.
Says
And
the
he
guy
says-
who breathily paused before the dramatic reveal.
And he
every
goes-
sentence.
And puts his hand into it.
Goblin healing.
And she's
Into
like,
it.
actually, and whoom, and it glows this like this sickly black light for a second.
And
it-
like the back of a minivan, black light.
It's yeah, that purplish sort of haze that comes from a black light bulb.
Yeah. Where
And-
you're kind of seeing UV because your eye is pitched down so low. Yeah.
All of the white in the cabin is illuminated vaguely for a second, and it like surrounds this thing and it goes back into his hand. And there's still a bit of a hole there.
A rawness to it all. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got a wound, and it just like leaks a little bit of blood. And he like
real blood.
pokes it, and it goes and pours another point of lay on hands into it.
I love how goblin healing is like body horror level healing.
He's like, metal as fuck. I like it.
Lord.
As he kind of pulls his hand away, I kind of look at everybody and go, "The deal here was there's no cash payment for our help. However,
You son of a bitch!
there are no."
So it's okay. We found shiny stones upstairs. Remember, it's cool.
What?
Wait, what?
The
I handed you the
payment-
bag.
He did give you the bag.
Fuck off, Jub.
What about these shiny stones?
Totally non-magical, but shiny. So
I'm saying
Definitely got it.
nothing about the shiny stones because I also stole 3,000 gold worth of
Uh-huh.
diamond.
In front of an
So,
artificer.
anyways, I'm going to say, look, part of the deal here is quite simple. You heal them, and then we can ask any questions that might aid us in exploring the area looking for our duck friend.
yeah. Do you know where Bootskara is? the battlefield with the long dead ancient heroes and all that sort of stuff.
Fugelstown?
That's the one. Y'all got a bunch of weird names out here. Anyways, yeah, Fugelstown.
Yeah, what's
We
all
gotta
this
go there
German
probably.
sounding stuff?
It's troll. Rolls off the tongue.
Ah, fucking trolls.
Yeah. Fugelstown's she grabs a chunk of
Any piece of paper nearby.
grabs a chunk of charcoal and like
Mhm.
pushes all of the papers off the table onto the floor and starts drawing on the wooden table.
Just literally, you shoved paper out of your way to do that.
Jub notices a rather large, wicked-looking heavy mace hanging from her back.
I stop questioning her logic
is
and
made-
allow her to do her work.
It looks like it's made out of either a dinosaur bone or the spine of a whale.
Yeah,
And you're
very
like,
good.
Cool.
Huh.
Yeah, gotta stop questioning her logic and let her get to carving up my table.
And she's like, we're here.
Mhm.
And she draws a big circle around where you are, and it's like, that's Nexus City, the
Mhm.
place where the asshole wizards live.
Yeah, assholes.
And
Well,
I have
Mug-
some merit. I mean,
They beat up a halfling. That's the only thing they got going for them.
did you see that clock?
yeah.
It was a pretty cool clock.
It was really cool.
She draws a little plus for like cardinal direction and things. And it's like,
Okay.
you are here.
Uh-huh.
And your little dot is on the northern side of the city.
Mhm.
Monstimi is about 3 days east, and
Mhm.
then Fugelstown is about a half a day northwest of here. It's like go through the forest.
Go 3
here-
days east and then go blip.
It's actually just blip from up where you're at.
Oh,
She's just using the other town as a reference point.
oh. Very
You are here. You go here. Don't go
Mhm.
down.
Where do you recommend getting breakfast around here?
You can cook it
I'm thinking,
yourself.
like, Whole roast chickens.
Surprisingly enough, there are a significant amount of chickens around here.
Mhm.
Extra dimensional spaces with breeding coops. More so, let me open my hole in the floor where I keep
Mhm.
my chickens.
Chickens don't care if it's light or dark. Just put a bottle of air and a bunch of chicken feed in there. And boom, chickens forever.
And or dig out a basement.
Really, as long as you don't mind the smell. I'm going to eat an entire chicken today. I just look longingly off into the distance.
She she looks you up and down at the size of the money pouch that Jub has affixed to their person. It's like, good luck with that. And it's like, I am deeply in your debt, Mr. Sprocket. And he's like, money.
Of all
And
people to be indebted to. Sprocket.
she turns to Aaron and says, that's Fugelstown. So you're like, gives you a couple of landmarks. Basically enough that you could reasonably, with a competent survival check, find roughly where you're going.
Right. Somebody who can do that.
Let's see. Do we have anybody with training in survival? That is not Sprocket.
That is
How about Aaron?
not Jub.
Aaron?
Banking on Aaron? Is he a jack of all trades?
Nice.
Didn't
Yeah,
mean
you
roll
I'm not,
survival,
but-
but
You
Wait,
do
what'd
have
you- I
survival?
thought you said roll survival.
Oh.
Do you have survival? Oh,
proficient-
never mind.
proficient in survival.
You rolled it. You have jack of all trades. And
he's
we'll-
technically proficient.
Yeah.
so
Oh, yeah.
in the usual way that elves are, after receiving this information,
Oh, yeah, I know
Aaron
how to do
drops
that.
that is sufficient. I can do this. I've picked up all of these things. I have them memorized.
Fucking elves.
And in this case, maybe you would believe them. Like the directions are reasonably good, and they're not like
It's pretty straightforward. Yeah.
demonstrably vague.
Yeah. There's not like a bog full of ROUSs between here and there.
There's literally a sled dog path that goes in that general direction, because people loot a general area for stuff. So, yeah. Lays you in a couple of things and says, so, are we square? We good?
I believe everybody else gets a question. Spivvy, you got a Flippy?
Oh,
it just rises out of his chair.
Huh. No, I think
guests.
you pretty much covered it all. I'm okay. Can you make some? No, that's fine. That's not your job.
It's like arguing with himself.
I can sew reindeer bodies together.
Well, if we get up making
Very
reindeer
interesting.
Frankenstein,
yeah. If we need exactly that, yeah.
No,
we'll
I mean
bring
they
you
have
some
to be
else,
dead
maybe.
first.
it hasn't changed our plan.
Still Frankenstein-y. Still Frankenstein-y, yeah.
Could you imagine that as a
We're
magic
sewing-
spell? Just like the spell's called Stitcher, and it's
Stitch
like take
together.
two living creatures that are not actively
Formally-
sentient, and you can stitch them together at whim.
This
No,
is
no,
how
no, no.
owl
Cat
bears
dog.
got created.
Oh,
and
yeah.
turtle ducks.
Yeah.
Not actively sentient. Sounds
Goblins,
like the
yeah.
makings of not the right kind of movie.
Ah.
Must be awake is the material component.
Look,
No,
we're
when I
not
say
making
sentient,
the Human
I mean,
Centipede
like-
3.
Like a standard deer as opposed to like a deerling or something, like a deer folk or something. But like just like
Okay.
a regular deer.
Creature with an
They can't be
intelligence
like, "Hey,
demonstrably of
Why are
3
you
or
human
less.
centipeding me?
All I've done is stitch the palms of your hands to the butt of that man over there. You're fine. So she says, "This is weird."
Agreed.
I mean, good
I-
vibe check. That's the correct vibe check.
So I'm gonna go,
Yeah,
and
we'll take your map.
yes, please take.
In the future, please don't follow strange elves into cold buildings full of dead men.
To be fair,
serious.
his options were death
Also,
or
do you guys have
the
an
death
idea of what
or
to do with
death.
this dead guy?
Dead guy? What dead guy?
Yeah, the archaeologist that used to live here. got
Didn't you
murdered
tell
by
his
some half
girlfriend
giant
to
or
come get him?
Yeah, we called her, but she didn't care.
Oh, you
What?
told
No,
me
we
that
didn't-
she
no, no, no,
informed the
we-
academy or something.
Yeah, no.
We are here to investigate his death. We are not here because we caused it.
That's fine. We're Bennies. Some folks who pretend that they're Bennies took issue with our name and decided to ruin it. And now we're here to rub their noses in it, which mostly involves magical fire, probably a goblin. But they just back out the door slowly,
There are-
brandishing. Okay.
Before you, no,
Let's go.
there are
Have a
not-
good one. Let me know if you see any chickens.
I will see her out.
Sure.
And I will kind of like have her open her palm for me really quick. And I will
Everyone
say,
gives you a dubious look.
this is not in front of y'all. Y'all ain't there. I'll go
Yeah,
outside
yeah.
and I
Go
say,
outside.
it is probably best not to tell anyone where you got this. And I will sprinkle about 100 gold worth of diamond dust into her hand.
She's like, "It is
Mas-
snowing. What are you doing?" But she appreciates the gesture.
What's with the extra snow? Oh god, wait till they misidentify it and pretend to snort it.
Small,
Oh.
crumbly bits of diamonds, and she's like, "Cool," and like puts it literally into a pouch at her belt that's full of a bunch of other things too.
Hmm.
And it's
These
like,
were the destitute people, right?
yes. So while I appreciate that, and that's awesome, y'all are really weird, and they they fit in here really well.
Pardon me.
So
Just the gift saying "pardon me" as a spell appears.
Pardon me.
Whoops.
You just see
said-
it.
I didn't mean to
was
do
not-
that.
It was not personal choice to be put together with them for this adventure.
Oh god.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna go get paid and go find another job. So good luck with the Fugelstown and finding what you're finding. Good luck with your dead guy house. I'm gonna guess you didn't kill him, and that's the story I'm sticking to.
Yes, the other story you should stick to most certainly is that you do not get that diamond dust from me.
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. And like,
Perfect,
does this
exact.
$50 shakes out of her hands.
roughly? And she's like, "Cool, yep. Good luck. Thanks for the leg. Appreciate it." And like whips off down the road.
Angry goblin noises from the window.
My goal here is that I'm hoping
And you
that
paid them?
if I just you don't know that. My goal here, I'm hoping, is that if I distribute this gold dust enough, that if I ever get caught with it, it won't seem weird.
Are you offsetting chaotic neutral actions with chaotic good deeds?
It's like stealing all of the lottery tickets from a convenience store and just
hand
giving
them
them
out on
out
the
to
street
random
corner.
people for
Yeah.
plausible deniability.
I am true neutral.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking out for myself.
Dangerous of men.
I like it.
How did Futurama put it? I don't trust a man without convictions.
Yes.
So
So
convictions and still be neutral.
what's next?
Tell my wife I said hello. Well, we
Don't
have a
let
map.
Jub tell your wife.
Yeah. We have a map. We have a vague idea of where these two went.
You have scrolls
who
on
they
the
murdered.
tabletop.
Yep. I'm taking a mental picture.
I will.
I'll be here for at least
using
5 minutes.
some-
Disassembling the tabletop and starting
I
to
will
shove
just
the
take
pieces
pictures.
into
No,
the bag of
no.
holding.
No, do not do that. I can copy the map down onto paper.
Oh,
I love that.
All right,
Flippy
you
is
take your
just a
sketch.
fucking
It's just like
And
crowbar.
so, using my ability where I
Bag.
can just like copy documents, I'm gonna quickly copy this map down.
Art spells.
That is reasonably yeah, and you have
That's
you have
prestidigitation, please, right?
ink and pen and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
It is easy for you to do so.
I don't trust the cloud. I'm keeping a hard copy. Look,
Could've
we're gonna
written it
need
in a
something to
notebook.
burn out
Is
there
if his
anyway.
magical spell appears as like a little cloud that moves the pen and ink around.
You know, Flippy makes sense. You're going to need something to burn out there as you go into the forest.
True.
Yeah.
So you're carrying a
Ooh.
tabletop shattered
Ooh.
into
This
bits.
is just what I do, you guys.
Flippy-
I'm sorry. You'll have
Flippy,
to get
did your
used to it.
sleeping chair survive?
My sleeping chair comes with me if I want it.
Okay, good. So the other chair is now firewood.
We could use the other chair. That's a shame, but I say we could use it.
I mean, it's mostly purple pillows.
Jub gives it a bear hug and then helps Flippy get it in the bag.
I was just gonna sit in it real.
I mean, realistically. Now we have pillows and Tinder.
So what's
Sweet,
the
I'm
plan?
going to swipe
Jub
right
on
to-
Raid
Tinder.
this guy's house for
Yeah.
anything that isn't nailed down that might be worth more than a copper. Sweep it all in a bag of holding and go on the trail. Like, we have a map.
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
get-
We probably need provisions, though. Whole chickens.
Do
What-
y'all not have crash?
No, I have prestidigitation, which makes snow taste like real food.
Sprocket is like, I have
Actually-
12 days worth of food
Jesus. For
for
yourself?
me.
Okay.
I
You
also
almost
have
had
10
me there.
days worth of food.
Very good. Might have bought food where it was cheaper before we left, but I didn't realize we're heading into an icy wasteland. So I think
There is,
dinged on
uh,
the taxes at the duty free.
if you were using your regular Explorer's pack at character creation for this, you would have 10 rations inside it.
I totally did that.
Cool. Yeah.
I don't think I'm anywhere near my budget. But,
Unless, well, you get
I mean,
it
I
at
got a
character
big
creation.
coat, and then I look, and I'm like, "There's a backpack on this thing," and I'm just like reaching in and pulling out amazing things that I forgot were there.
From 2 years ago.
Oh no! I bring out a jar. It's got a frog just floating in the top of it. He was supposed to be delivered.
I like
Oh well. And now I just write on the outside rations. Start sucking on a dead frog.
it. I like it.
Great. I'm gonna start heading out the door and follow
We'll find
the
out
map.
later if it's psychedelic.
You can suck on
So-
all the frog you want.
So the intention is that you're going to Fugelstown.
Yeah.
Give or take to find up their trail if they've left one.
All right.
Because other than that, what
Um,
other lead do we have on these two? Correct me
Not
if
so
I'm
much.
Yeah. When in doubt,
All right.
I don't know. Fight an undead troll. Who knows?
Okay. You go outside. The snow is hitting you hard. And you start to make your way. Has anybody been in a winter environment before?
Jub is a lizard person.
Jub is now a lizard person. We don't know who Jub was before they became rekindled.
Oh.
I absolutely detest the cold and the winter wastelands like this. Definitely do a lot better around watered areas, and yeah, don't like this so much.
I feel like Jub used to be from Arizona.
I like it.
Or like Death Valley, you know,
Florida.
Just
Jub strikes me as Florida, man.
He's not a humidity guy. He's a dry heat kind of guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Utah.
Like shoots blood out of his eyes kind of idea. No, not Utah. Way too far north. Way too far north.
Death Valley, yeah.
Yeah, Death Valley, New Mexico.
Okay.
Be crunchy.
I don't know. At most, Western Texas.
Everybody roll me survival.
Oh no.
I did my ability, by the way, where I gave myself proficiency in survival.
Good call.
Okay, yeah.
That's not going to cut it.
But it didn't matter.
Jub.
Uh-oh.
You are familiar with some of the people that are walking around that have big feet. And they strap the limbs of trees to their feet so they don't sink in the snow. And sometimes they're long and thin, and sometimes they're wide and round.
It's the
But it
roundabout
seems
way
to.
of saying we need to go wear snowshoes.
They seem to have an easier time wearing them, but they are not a requirement in any way, shape, or form. But it is a choice that you can make.
Seeing the snowdrifts immediately outside of town, I think we're going to need to spend some money on some snowshoes. Or mug someone for their snowshoes. Sprocket?
No.
Mugging? No?
You know, like, let chaos reign and all that jazz. But
Positive,
come on now.
positive vibes. We want a positive
I would
image. I can't remember. What's PR? There we are.
I might have to get in your way if you tried to do something like that. So that's aggressive.
But chaos.
Look, we're here to stop people from messing with our tribe, not to make people hate our tribe.
I am a servant of the winds of change.
We don't want to besmirch our own name, right? Isn't that the whole reason we're out here?
Exactly. Goals. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
We're gonna go overpay for mucklucks and snowshoes, and we're probably gonna tip too much, but only because we're tourists and because the snowshoes have names on the sides of them.
Snowshoes are 50 gold pieces per pair.
Son of a bitch!
You
Are they
not
made out
gonna
of
regret
latinum?
it.
Gold pressed latinum.
Good God!
Can I
50
pay with
times what a
diamonds?
commoner makes in a year.
They most certainly accept diamonds.
Cool. I am keeping track of this, by the way.
Yeah.
So we're like all trying on snowshoes, and the dude at the cashier is talking up to the elf because the elf has been done for an hour. We're all still like picking out shoes, and just a fistful of diamond dust changes hands.
Oh no, you don't. You
None of us
I
are
do
watching.
this
Obviously, this
very-
is the scene. We're all obviously enraptured by like
Yeah.
sweatbands
So,
and
you
skiing
have-
helmets.
You have options.
Oh, God.
You can buy snowshoes at 50 gold pieces a pair. And they reduce the likelihood of you getting stuck in snow. You can buy crampons, metal spikes that you strap to the sole of your boot, and it keeps you from falling prone if you're running over something slippery like a frozen lake.
Can you wear both?
Not at the same time. Because the way snowshoes are built.
I'm actually going to wear the crampons.
All right. Crampons are 10 gold pieces a pair.
Cool.
And they're literally caltrops attached to a leather band that in such a
You
way.
just tie to your feet,
Yeah.
so that they don't slide off as you walk.
Snowshoes
Can I
allow you
buy
to move
both?
at your regular trekking speed in deep snow. Otherwise, you're moving
Can I
at...
buy both and then swap out when I feel it's necessary?
Yes. 60 gold.
That would be-
Eric, can we have
I'll
both?
do the same thing actually.
All right. 60 gold. And Sprocket's like, reaches
What
down
the
into his
fuck?
pocket and
We
like
found you the small ones.
puts a small ruby down out of a bag, and the guy's like, yeah.
Cool. I high five him and walk out with my things. is that Sprocket's shotgun?
No.
Come on. You're telling me a ruby of that size doesn't cover a goblin-sized pair of snowshoes and a lizard folk-sized pair of snowshoes?
Make a persuasion check, Jub Jub.
Absolutely, sir.
I'm keenly eyeing his firearm.
23.
I thought this magic was banned.
It's a wizard staff that has a metal like tube on it,
Focusing rod.
Right.
specifically because it makes that sound with prestidigitation when he does it.
When you run your hand up and down the charging handle, it goes check, check.
Furiously taking notes. Oh my god, that is the most incredible
You
thing.
come from the city where this was invented.
It's so tactile, my goodness. Oh, that
Just
sounds so nice.
And I can
ejecting
mount a
magic missiles out the
light-based
side.
flashlight on the underside. It's great.
Ooh, that's cool.
Rails, brilliant.
And he
It's
looks at the
23
lizard
negotiable
folk,
shoes on,
and he looks down at the
no.
small ruby, and he looks at the lizard folk, and he's like, an extra 20 gold.
We got to get you some bigger shiny
my God.
stones.
Hey, the man.
Fine, all right. My pocket.
Remember the whole don't give ourselves a bad reputation when we're trying to get rid of the person making us have a bad reputation.
Do you have any large rats in your basement that you need exploded? Is this Sprocket Cam? This is Sprocket Cam, isn't it?
Instead of paying you,
Why
could you
is
just
Sprocket
do me a
20
favor?
gold.
Diligent about coinage.
No, this is the shopkeeper.
Why
Oh,
are
this
you?
is-
Why are you so cheap? Just give the 20 gold.
I'm not being cheap. I'm just getting away with what I can. It's not. It's not about not paying.
Usually
You're
that
really
means
not
you're
getting
being
away with
cheap.
it, my friend.
It's the winds of change. Fistful of gold on the counter. I whack the little bobblehead on the desk and I get out the door.
Thank you for your patronage. And he goes and marks over a ledger. And I'm gonna say, Aaron, you're probably the most perceptive out of everybody
Yes.
here.
Yeah, easily.
And you notice
Positive
like
wisdom scores.
MSRP and then markup price. It's like snowshoes,
Like,
2 gold
literally.
pieces dash 50 gold pieces.
I knew it. I knew we were paying tourist prices.
I kind
no,
of
you're-
chuckled to
you're-
myself because here's the thing.
You're
What?
paying in gold dust that you stole.
You're paying shell script prices because
Mhm.
everything here is inflated because massive amounts of money roll
wait.
through here.
Scary
I'm,
city.
I'm
the
not worried about
rigs.
that. I won't steal from these people. I will steal inside the big city. I won't do it out here at these people. So I just kind of laugh at the markup and.
Mhm.
move
Aaron
along my
also
way.
has a good vibe of the level of competency that a lot of these people have, especially in comparison to some of your own competencies within the group.
Mhm. That's a shot. We're all gonna die in the woods, and he's laughing.
None of us are proficient in survival. Okay.
None of us.
And you are
You are
you are
only
now.
Well, sorry.
technically
I
proficient.
am
'cause
now,
we
but it
passed
didn't
the
matter.
dawn. Yeah.
Hey, you still got a like a 19 before. That was
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
That said, you
Agency.
strap on your newly acquired winter clothing and crampons, all sorts of things. There is a goods shop here for anything that you may feel you need for your adventuring day. Not with a massive markup, but a little. If you're looking for
Is it
something
like
specific.
Like a magical goods shop, or just like
No, it is a like you need rope.
Mhm.
We got rope. You want pitons? We got pitons.
Wicker basket about the size of a beach ball full of chickens.
They actually do sell chickens.
Wicker basket about yay big full of them.
If you're looking for 1 chicken, it's going to be 2 gold pieces per chicken.
Brilliant. That is 10 chickens.
All right. See, that Jub will pay for, no questions asked.
Absolutely. That is a fair price for delicious working birds.
Yeah. They're still alive.
Yep, just going. And they will scream if anything massive comes after us.
See, that's why you carry chickens.
I show them to Flippy. Do they freak out?
Yes.
Chickens?
Awesome.
They're already freaking out from you.
I'm getting them acclimated to Flippy, to me, to Sprocket.
Yeah.
Do they even react to Errant?
Yeah. That's all right.
Yeah.
Errant is reasonably normal people.
Left with them.
Yep.
I'm only guessing here, but like
so
that was the shrug of
regular buying one regular chicken is normally 2 copper pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So you take your provisions and off you go.
Yeah.
You head off into the
oil.
That's fine. Oil, like lamp oil, flask of oil kind of deal.
Burny oil, yeah.
Burny oil. Burny oil, if you're buying it here, is a gold piece per flask.
Oh.
Easy peasy.
Cool. You
have enough from your diamond
pieces.
Yep.
Just
didn't need
shuffle on that gold dust.
Yeah.
Diamond dust, sorry. Okay, we're provisioned. Are we gonna go lost on the woods? No.
Yes. You head off.
I don't think there's much woods.
Sprocket,
not right here. And he's like,
wait, Sprocket has a ring of freedom of movement. Why the hell does he care about snowshoes?
Free action.
Ring of free action, not ring of freedom of movement.
Ignores difficult terrain with no limit.
Basically,
he's wearing snowshoes while wearing that.
Yep.
Yeah, but Sprocket's not smart enough to think of these things.
Looking at his character sheet,
took me a hot minute.
You're not necessarily wrong in that regard. He's like, I don't want to sink in the snow, and he doesn't.
But Sprocket.
Yeah,
actually, yeah. If the ring made him walk through the snow, but didn't care about the difficulty of doing that, I would want to walk on top too. But,
right?
Like, yeah.
That said, he's like, and if need be, I can dig with these. Yeah.
Crappy shovels.
Or I can lean 2 of them together and wrap my coat around it and go the fuck to sleep.
Why does everything revolve around camping? Anyways.
Because winter environments, and he's a goblin.
And we have magic.
You do. Does anybody know Lehman's? I don't think you do. Cool.
Not yet.
Let's do this.
It's
no
on
tiny
the short
huts.
list. It's on the short list.
And you sally forth off into a blistering snowstorm, heading northwest from Shellskrit.
Do we get a sanity check on that idea of leaving during a snowstorm? Or is it just kind of a constant?
Well, it's just kind of
always a snowstorm.
It's kind of a blow. This place sucks ass.
Shellskrit
all
sucks.
the time. All the time.
The worst town. Like, who designed this place? What civic designer thought, I know, top of a fucking mountain.
Shanty huts outside of a massive city that is
and zombies and wolves.
This is a border town where smuggling happens.
Yeah.
You get what you get.
You get what you get.
Yeah. And you head off northwest of Shellskrit, looking for the ancient battlefield burial site that is known as Fuglstan.
Following the elf map.
Following the elf. I'm going to get you guys to all roll me a survival check.
I immediately...
Oh, we all got... I forgot to mark my long rest as well. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Did we lose anything?
Just your spell slots and stuff.
Can you, like, take a long rest in this, or...
Yeah, no, before when I slept.
Oh, there is, but you have to turn it on your character sheet.
Yeah. I'm just like for roll 20. It's
So in your character sheet, you know what? Go ahead and roll your survival checks quick. And then
right.
we got 8:06, so we're gonna go to break.
As soon as he tells us what ambushes us
Yeah.
while we're walking.
16.
Short long rest
15.
is on. So Flippy, it's just underneath where your flaws are. There's a short long rest button.
I see that now. I got it.
And Sprocket?
Oh yes, Sprocket. Sprocket should probably roll. Let's see. Oh,
Fingers crossed he's got a wisdom bonus.
Natural 20
Sprocket
with no
saves us
wisdom
all.
bonus.
In the lead, buddy.
Saves us all.
Errant did really good. Like,
Yeah.
Errant,
Flippy
Flippy,
did
and
solid,
Sprocket passed.
Yeah.
You're good.
Jub is meanwhile licking icicles that he finds.
Pulled it
So
off
Jub
of a
got
house
that
and it's
trying
like,
to steal karma.
Yeah, exactly.
and you shunk, 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 shunk off into the blowing wind. And we're gonna go to break for we got
The last
8:07.
possible thing. I have breakfast. I just reach in the wicker basket, pull out one chicken, immolate it, and eat it.
Feathers and all.
Feathers and all.
One bite. Like a duck. Just swallow.
Anyways,
All right. We'll be back in. Let's see. We got 8:07. Let's do 20 after 8:20. Back
Sounds
for
good.
8:20.
I need a lot of water.
See you guys in a bit.
Back soon.
See you.
1. And we're back. Hello. Everybody is fed and watered.
Even Mac, nonchalantly opening a can.
But not my hibiscus, this poor ass thing.
Oh, it's a Jello. You know what? For the sake of a Jello, I think that was worth the bit.
Yeah, I like it. You head off into the dark forest.
Mm-hmm.
Looming over you. Cold wind blowing in your face.
This sucks.
Fucking sucks. And
Sprocket in the
with Sprocket in the lead.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Every now and then he just nonchalantly walks through a small tree.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it comes back up and cracks somebody in the nuts.
Fuck.
You head in the direction as intended.
Is this a snowshoe or a crampon situation?
Snowshoes, definitely.
Snowshoes it is.
You're essentially walking in the tracks of dog sleds.
Okay.
It's almost as bad as Lethbridge.
Look, we don't use that word around here.
Lethbridge?
Maybe just say.
We just tell you.
You're stamping along on these dog sled tracks. Everybody roll me perception.
Gad. Skill checks, roly-poly. 4.
Juff is
15.
like
Just enamored with my breakfast.
just running a train on that chicken in your mouth. It's
Probably
going
picking bones out of the cockles of my jaw.
or just crunching through them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get one in the soft spot, it'll poke right through.
Errant, you tune your keen elven senses about you, and there's motion in the forest here and there, usually high up. Squirrels, marmots, that sort of thing. The occasional bird will flutter here and there. But nothing is making any sound. Like, nothing's chittering in the woods. No, there's no ravens squawking. It is quiet. Almost like the same way that there is when there are predators around. Something will sometimes squawk and sometimes everything is really quiet.
Okay. I'm just gonna, as I'm walking, I'm just gonna kind of keep myself at the ready, because I don't like that there's no noise coming from places. That usually isn't a good sign.
You don't know about the norms of this place, but it does strike you as odd.
Yeah. I will ready in action. I'm kind of like trudging through, and I've got like kind of one hand just kind of on like this, as if it's behind my head, just kind of walking, but it's holding on to my
Chella?
cello.
All right. You're just feeling a wee bit nervous. And you...
Can I was gonna say, can I like kind of as we're walking look at the snow and try and see if there's any recent tracks?
That'd be a survival check, yep. It is really challenging, not just because you rolled double sixes, but the snow is blowing and kind of covering things up. Even the tracks that you guys are making are slowly being filled in as the snow blows down.
Cool. I will keep myself at the ready and keep trudging along.
All right. You guys continue on, occasionally stopping into like a copse of trees to check in on that map that you've got.
Mm-hmm.
And hits about midday.
I love how our map, by the way, is you're here, you're going here, dotted line, woods. So there's no like landmarks we're basing anything off of, or instructions on like features we should be looking for, or
Yeah.
But we've got a
any
northeast,
specific-
southwest.
but we're like finding the sun and double checking we've been walking in a roughly straight line.
Errant seems confident in their ability to use this little crudely drawn map to get you where you need to go.
Yeah.
You've got a list of landmarks that are like the trees will become deciduous, and you've got like there's giant spikes of ice that are crystalline in nature, and things
okay.
Things of that.
Sorry, when she was scrolling into the table, the nuance of her instructions were lost on me.
Yeah, there's a reasonable amount of like landmark that she gave you.
Okay,
Where it's like turn left at the giant spiky column that looks like an erect dick. Yada yada yada.
why is it always a dick? Why can't
Because
we ever
it's you.
find like a
Things we
mound-
recognize.
like,
Write what you know, Ken. Write what you know.
Exactly.
quick to the cloaca. We turn left.
Sprocket leads on. And what's everybody's passive perceptions?
10.
13, I think.
13.
13. Okay.
Sounds like an ambush to me.
As you're going, Flippy,
Yes.
you're not.
Was that him or me?
It's
Yeah,
for
you're
Flippy.
flipping.
Flippy is not tuned in on like being wigged out by the quiet, like Errant is. So you're just kind of like looking at your
Nice
snowshoes
around
and
here.
being like, "Arr." And you see
Quiet,
a
contemplative.
trail of some kind of splatter of green lead off into the trees that kind of goes across the path and like off into the trees. It looks like splattering or something.
Hey guys, did you see this smattering trail?
There's a trail.
Look at that. Hone in on your senses, my friend. Check that out. That's right.
Looks
Well,
like
that
a
has
bunch
to be
of
recent. It's snowing this hard.
looks like a bunch of green stuff that's like eating into the snow.
Oh. Does new snow like when it lands on it?
Does he say this, that it's green snow?
It looks with your eyes to be like somebody dribbled green stuff into the snow, and it sunk down and left like little trails and holes.
I've eaten a lot of faces. Blood's not usually green.
No, you fools. You don't
Unless
remember the
it's
lady I
bad
brought in
blood.
early in the morning.
Tastes like
Awesome.
blood.
Her leg was dripping green.
Neat.
Come on now. No, those creepers, the whatever they were called, they caused this.
Okay. I drape my cloak over the chickens so they shut the fuck up. And we keep walking.
So
Do-
this
do-
path
do
goes
they?
2 directions, right? Which way are we going to?
Are we talking just a flat luck check on the chickens, or am I rolling animal handling?
You can roll me animal handling. So this blood trail
14.
cuts across the path that you guys are walking on.
Yeah.
In just like you're walking this way and it's going this way from the trees into the trees.
Yeah, perfectly
Like,
tangential to us.
How can we tell what direction it's going if it's smattering, right? Like it's
None of us is a really trained tracker, so yeah.
like paint on a
There's
on
still
a
a
road,
line,
right?
though.
There's the this way and a that way.
Here's a scary
Um,
thought. Does anyone see any actual footprints?
Yeah.
I'm going to
I'm
make a
looking-
quick assumption here.
Can I look up? See if there's anything disturbed
Just
in the tree.
looming above us.
Or
Roll a
anything.
perception check, Flippy.
Oh Jesus!
I will do just that. Here we go. Okay.
The
Ah,
snow is
green shit in my
knocking
eye.
my monocle out of my eye.
Right in your goddamn monocle.
Didn't bring my monocle today. Fuck.
I'm going to make a quick assumption here. I'm going to say that this is most likely a bird. And if it is a bird, we need to be on our watch for what harmed the bird. and be ready so that we don't die. Okay? Lovely? Great.
I'm going to pull out the old blunderbuss and just keep it at the side.
I like it.
I cool my chickens to shut the fuck up with a 14.
I like it.
Blanket, darkness, patting on the head.
So as you carry forward, do you want to progress in the same fashion you have been? Are you being timid about the amount of noise that you're making? It's hard, like the wind is blowing,
Pretty muffled. Yeah.
right?
Do we want to follow the direction of this green smattering, or do we carry on our path?
No,
Let's
I
not look
most
for
certainly
trouble.
do not want to do that.
Okay.
If trouble comes to us, we will handle it. But before that, we must
I vote
continue on our own.
Sprocket put some more rags in between his plates and lead on.
He does.
Like, at
nothing
best,
of the
he's the
sort.
clinkiest one of us, and he's leading, so we're following him wherever.
As you ignore that
Just put it out
And-
of our minds.
and chunk along
At a
Did you just-
medium pace.
at a medium pace,
At a medium pace.
singing about peaches.
Aliens.
Peaches. No. As you
Every
carry
generation
on,
has their Peaches song.
they most certainly do.
Damn you, TikTok.
You travel for another hour. Stop, catch your breath. Prestidigitate your clothes somewhat dry. Have a meal. Keeping an eye out. And again, it's eerily quiet out here. Nothing is making a sound.
Sprocket.
You can see movement. Like, just over there. There's a big fat black squirrel just like hanging out on a tree. It jumps to another tree. And it cracks a branch and it falls and the squirrel just stops. And it waits
don't
for
hear it.
entirely too long. You hear the branch snap and it echoes through the
Okay,
forest.
okay. It's not
And-
like muted.
Yeah.
completely. Okay.
Gotcha.
But the squirrel's
The
reaction that it
wildlife
made a
around
sound
here
is
that
weird.
survives is.
Oh, uh-oh.
I didn't prepare silence today.
You finish your meals.
Like a walk without rhythm.
Won't track the
don't
worm.
Attract the worms.
And you carry on. And you look off, just off to the side. Flippy or Errant, one of you notices. There's a dugout hole near a tree. And the foulest of stenches hits your nose. And you look over, maybe 10 feet away. And there's just a big giant smear of viscera, entrails, and green blood. And you look over, something ate a porcupine.
I kind of tap Flippy on the shoulder and go, I think it is time to move a little faster.
Faster. I was thinking slower, even keeping on our guard. No.
Whatever you think is best, but it is most certainly not good to stand where we are currently standing.
Does anybody want to eat chicken?
Let's try it. Let's try it your way, and let's huggy boogie. Get out of dodge. Choke your chicken.
There it is. There it is.
Not on
That's
stream.
Try really hard.
That's a
not
whole
to.
other- That's a whole other site, guys.
Yeah, I'm not chicken choking tonight. That's premium content, folks.
Join us on our OnlyFans.
I am simply smothering the goddamn sound effects.
The only clucks.
only clucks. Yeah. No clucks given by these birds.
Oh,
All right, let's shake a tail feather and get out of here.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
gonna-
let's
And yet,
I
who
start
was
walking-
the GM who sold me a
Grabbing speed.
basket of chickens?
Again,
You asked.
on this,
You offered.
at the alert, moving quickly and kind of like looking as I go.
I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw from everybody if you guys are hoofing it in snowshoes through deep snow.
Yeah, we
That's
can push
totally
that.
fair.
All right. This is the
Constitution
course of
saving
action.
throw?
Saving throw. Okay.
Oh, 9.
Errant and Flippy, after moving steadily at a good brisk pace, slightly faster than the medium pace you were maintaining, you're finding yourselves winded.
Mm-hmm.
Take a point of exhaustion each.
But we make hard good time.
Make hard good time.
Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
Oh,
Totally worth it.
where would exhaustion be in here? Or
Uh,
is there a...
There is. So in the settings cog, you can go
Okay.
down on the right-hand side,
Oh, neat.
and there's an exhaustion tracker. It's right underneath ammo tracking. Show exhaustion tracking on.
Swing that on. Go back to your core page.
You
and
said
it's
on
right
the
underneath.
right-hand side?
Yeah,
Yep.
top right in the core bio spells. There's a little cog right beside that.
Yeah, and then from there...
On the right-hand
down on the
side,
right.
under general options, it's like 6th from the bottom. Show
Yeah.
exhaustion tracking.
Oh, there we go.
Compendium compatible consolidated
Oh,
proficiencies,
there
ammo
we go.
tracking, exhaustion.
And then now where is...
If you
the
go back
exhaustion
to
tracking?
core,
It'll be back to the core?
just underneath where your hit dice are, you can add one and it'll tell you what the effect is.
Yep, it should be showing 0. Just tick it up 1.
Which is disadvantage on your
Okay, that's
ability
so lovely.
checks.
That looks really nice.
So that'd be for Flippy and for Errant.
Ah, but it sucks. God,
Oh,
fucking...
and for Jub Jub, sorry. That's an
And
11.
I got an 11.
Yep. Sprocket is fine. Sprocket is
Sprocket.
used to hard labor in heavy armor.
Sprocket rolled a
That's the thing.
goddamn 21.
Yep. So, as you carry on,
Mm-hmm.
the sun is past its peak and is dropping down quickly. It's getting
Mhm.
colder. And you see
We should be there by now.
you start seeing the landmarks, Errant, that were described to you. Peaks of ice. It almost looks like glaciers, and icebergs sticking just out of snow. It's not a natural occurrence. It's a little weird.
Some spooky wizard shit.
It's something. There's something odd about this whole place. You get the feeling that you're getting reasonably close to Fugelstown, where you're headed, and you turn north, taking the direction of what that lady had said, and everything starts to flatten out, and the trees start getting a little broader, leafless. You were going through like conifers before, and it started to turn deciduous. And you roll me stealth checks, because you
Everybody?
specifically, Errant, had said that you were on guard for things. So everybody, tell me how stealthy you are. You've stopped hoofing it as hard as you possibly
there we
could. Sprocket rolls a 3.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Has heavy
Sprocket.
armor.
Sprocket and Jub Jub are currently in a deep conversation about just how many chickens is too many chickens.
Mm.
So I
Until
am
you're
the
full.
only one that may be stealthy.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That said,
it makes sense. We're all running.
you
We were hoofing
come
pretty hard.
around
We're hoofing
in
it,
a into a wide opening, and you're holding this map that's like whipping in your face, and you're like, all right, so We went past the giant phallus. Things started getting crystalline and looking for a wide open area, deciduous tree. Oh, and you turn and you look because you're walking, and you kind of look up from the map and you see 3 figures. All
Living
bundled up in
figures?
fur. Yeah. There's a large semicircle of crystalline protrusions sticking out of the ground. And one of them reaches down like a hulking looking figure, and then 2 slightly smaller figures beside, all wrapped in furs. Reaches down into a hole that was dug, and you see spades kicking around just off to the side. You're probably 60 or 70 feet away at this point.
Come around the corner, boom, there.
Yeah, like you see a large opening, and you see they would have been hidden by this semicircle. And they go to pick up this thing out of the ground, and it sizzles against their skin. And you see hands smoking, and their chest is kind of smoking from holding it, as though they'd picked up something radioactive.
They seem determined.
They are holding it in their hands,
Pushing through to get that thing.
They value this.
and they're looking at it.
Hell!
And they turn, and they say a quick word. And I'm gonna throw you guys over to a map.
Oh no, please no.
And I need the audience to have control of your tokens so people can actually see what I'm showing them.
Oh,
That
yes,
would be
visibility is
helpful.
always fun.
That would be very helpful.
Please bear with us during
Do-do,
technical
do-do-do-do.
difficulties while we turn on a switch that I don't know why it's not default in Roll20. Because oh my god, it's visibility. Like, just you turn it on, it should be just everything that's a
'Cause-
token on the map should have sight.
Well,
Ugh.
technically, I don't want everything on the map to have sight, but I do
Hey,
want
even still,
the
like, there should be
audience to have sight.
a level of default. Anyway, behind the
Were
curtain,
you just in my character sheet?
I was
yeah,
for a
he's adding
second.
sight to things.
Oh, now it's frozen.
Close it and open it.
Yeah,
I had to edit
if you
your
seize
sheet.
up, you have to pop out and pop back in. Roll20 has a moment.
It does. I need the audience to be able to see through your eyes for a moment.
Mm.
These are the kinds of things that Quill has already had done to him as a young kiddie. And
It's
then
true.
Sprocket. As a small
I've almost-
aside, running my personal campaign at home on the weekends, I once went 3 out of 4 hours on a weekend session, not realizing nobody could see the map. They thought I was just describing everything vaguely, and nobody piped up because I was kind of describing it enough for them. But then I was like, I'm nudging the token, nobody's reacting, there's this effect, and things are going on the map, and it all clicked. We all had a good laugh, but it can be pain sometimes remembering to turn
It's
on
a hard realization.
eyeballs. Yeah.
Let's see here. There we go.
I've almost finished the pattern for my Lou doll. My
Ooh,
Lou
I like
Stuffy.
yay.
I like it.
Are you reverse engineering one or just mapping it out?
Yeah, I found like a similar styled, like kind of like dragon-like thing, and I was kind of like reshaping it a bit, be more Lou-like, and placing proper wing stuff. And got to make the wings because his wings are gone, but I want to put magnets at the end so I can reattach wings eventually to it.
That's cute.
All
Because
right.
currently his toy doesn't have wings.
At that size, you could also probably get away with even those like tiny little marble ones too. Save yourself a
Yeah.
whole lot of effort. But I mean, really, Amazon, just whack a load of magnets. Yeah. But then you have to remember not to put them anywhere near a hard drive.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you might invoke
That's
the
worried.
bees.
that's true. So, you guys all have sight on the map now, by the
Yep.
looks of it? Cool. And the audience
Gonna
too?
nudge myself a back one and up one. Yep, I can
Yep.
see.
Beautiful. off to the top, you see, dressed in warm winter furs, these green-skinned, black-haired, look to be males.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And there's this hulking-looking, feminine figure standing behind them. His hands are smoking, and she's not put this bundle in her hands down just yet.
So far,
Can I have a token for my armchair?
Oh, what? Sorry?
I said, can I have a token for my armchair? I put it into.
Oh yes, yes,
chat.
yes, 100%.
So
Wait, did you convert the armchair into your turret?
oh, good God!
That's what it's. That's
Folks,
what it
you're
is.
not going to be missing out. I swear. Either you'll see this and love it, or you'll never need to see it and know exactly what it is.
Oh, you threw it into Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
folks.
see.
Yeah.
I will absolutely make a token for that later.
The fact that
Sweet.
Chesterfield plaid. So I've interrupted their train of thought as well as the GM's with a hail.
Yep. They stop, they turn, they look at you.
I pause. I motion for the people behind me, and I maintain eye contact. And I give them the next step. I respectfully keep my distance. And my sword is on my hip, not in my hand.
All right.
This is either religious or tomb raiding. And I have a fireball for one or not the other.
They turn, and the one on the left steps forward and says,
I make the sign of the all-seeing eye and scream back in primordial. Bow or do not, but do not draw your blade.
turns and it looks. They kind of like shrug a little bit at each other.
Point to the woman and try it again in infernal.
So, Jub has stepped forward, representing you.
Spoken a dark speech at them.
And
they
I don't know what he's
answered in
saying.
their own. I'm trying a second language.
they're
None of us
trying
speak
like
Fine.
Decepticon at them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it turns. It's like he's like, "Who are you?"
The common tongue. We shall speak as the base humans do.
Narrows its eyes.
His
at you.
name is Jub.
You will not speak in your noble tongue, nor shall I, but we will understand. I am Jub,
confused.
the lizard wizard. And I light my hands on fire, pointed away from them, but I light my hands on fire.
Yep.
As is my wand.
It is confused.
Mm-hmm.
As you would.
are my stalwart companions.
I see.
I will.
This is my basket of chickens.
This
Waiting
is
for
my
anyone
armchair
to jump
turret.
in on this one. Come on, let's go.
I'm going to step forward a little bit.
Yeah, there we go. The diplomat.
And I apologize for my companion's eccentric behavior.
Bluntness.
We do not mean you no harm, and nor do we intend to receive harm ourselves, so we need not worry about each other and go on our own individual way, no?
Yes. Yes, you go on your way.
We ask one question.
I've got a question. What
Have
is
you
that
seen-
thing you're extracting?
But aside from that, but have
Currently.
you seen the accursed twins?
She
they
like
got
puts
cool
the bundle
technology.
behind her back, and you smell barbecue.
Mm-hmm. Egai and Conka. Apostates.
She stands up straight, and you see like normally you would have like a flush hood, and hers has horns to it.
Oh, fuck.
And she takes the thing and she shoves it into the hands of this trollkin here. And he
I have a
immediately
spell on my hands.
You do?
I do.
Are you
I
going
have my
to
weapon ready to remember.
take an
I
aggressive
asked
action in this?
Slowly and quietly. Keep your hands slow and visible. We seek 2. You are 3. I keep it nice and simple for her.
She shoves the bundle into this trollkin's hands,
Mhm.
and he screams in agony as one of his hands starts to melt,
Okay.
and he like bundles it up into his clothing and guns it this way.
I fireball them.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get everybody to roll initiative. You're taking an aggressive action.
Yeah.
We'll see who reacts first before you let off the fireball.
Neat.
Gonna throw the turn order in. Make sure that you're highlighting your tokens before you
click on
roll
me to
initiative.
force the initiative into the thing. Yeah.
Sprocket is gonna roll an initiative of
My token is always hiding exactly behind my sheet.
17.
Now we play Hunt and Peck. Where's my initiative? Jump. 16.
Bringing up the rear.
Yeah.
I love it.
What?
Let's grab some. Yeah.
Am I the only one with a name?
You're the only one without a name.
I can see
weird.
my name,
Well, I could
but I
personally
can't
my
see.
name.
I can't see your
Oh.
names.
Yeah, you've entered names in the character sheet, but not checked off. Again, roll 20's box. Ugh, I love it. I think, the audience has a perfect view. So.
Yeah. There we go. As we go forward, I'm just gonna roll initiative for these other folk.
I will turn the audience's attention down to just above Jub over by the side of him there. There's a little yellow chair. Oh,
Nice.
isn't that lovely?
Nice.
Flippy,
Yes.
you should be able to alt double click on
Yeah,
that
I got
chair.
her. Hoots cannon.
I just repurposed the cannon. There you
Oh,
go.
I'm gonna
It's a good token. I like it.
cannon is.
There we go. And these guys will roll some initiative. And the lady that threw the smoking radiation-filled whatever into the hands of the trollkin steps forward and throws back a gray woolen cloak.
Mhm.
And seems to be some kind of a giant, like a Goliath, but has bone protrusions sticking out of their knuckles.
Crown of Bones.
Yeah,
I
very
love it.
Darth Maul-esque. Yeah.
You know, her unarmed strikes are like, what, 1d6 maybe?
Probably.
Don't tempt James. He'll have laser beams shoot out of her fucking eyes, man.
Yeah.
Anybody proficient in religion?
Oh yeah.
Go ahead and roll it.
Oh, Jub, come on, you know
And
this.
not
10.
Sprocket.
What? Sprocket didn't end up with it?
No, Sprocket doesn't know anything about religion at all.
Total fucking jock.
That's not his jam.
Flat 10. Passing familiarity. It's
something-
super significant here.
Something comes to mind, and the word is Oni.
Oh my god. All right. Very
So,
good.
yeah, let's jump into this. I'm gonna throw
Into their midst.
Sprocket's going
Rather,
first.
into Sprocket first, yeah.
Sprocket is going first.
So I should
Wait,
clarify
you're-
as to what type of cannon I have as well.
If you
It would be
please.
just the force ballista.
Understood. That seems
There.
appropriate.
Shooty.
Does the
Yeah.
fireball not go off because he had it prepared?
So you guys were taking aggressive actions. Combat has started. However,
Neither side is surprised.
Sprocket is faster to react than Jub is to let go of fireball.
Swear to God, if he just smokes me in the nuts right now.
I'm not going to hold you to the fireball that you want to let go. By the time it gets to your turn, if that's not what you want to do, that's up to you. But you took an aggressive action. We started combat.
Yeah.
Just because you called it first, it doesn't mean you get a free turn. Sprocket is going to go... And he draws this rapier that has a ruby hilt on it. And mutters a couple of words. And with a bonus action, dumps Hex into the into Eguy. And we're gonna call it that with the bleeding eyes. And we're gonna say wisdom. Wisdom makes sense. For the ability checks on that. Indeed. And then he's going to... Oh, I don't know. Yeah, he's going to start heading forward to do what he does best.
Clanky, clanky.
And 30. He can't get reasonably close. So he leverages points his sword at this troll that's in front, and he's still a little ways away, and dumps an Eldritch Blast into him.
Good call.
And it goes wide with a 9.
Bad call.
It's a thing that happened. And he says...
Double 9s, jeez.
Stop them! And that's his turn. Eguy, having this magic placed upon them, takes a deep breath, and you see down their arms there's tattoos, there's markings, and for the first time you notice that she does not have Goliath arms. She does not have Goliath legs. She is a Frankenstein mishmash of troll parts.
Oh.
Attached into her limbs and parts of her chest that are long, dumble-jointed and gangly. And with
dumble-jointed.
Dumble-jointed. With a frightening speed, she rushes in on Errant. Provokes an attack of opportunity from Sprocket in doing so. And it's just a... less damage on this, but a 24 will hit, and that's going to be 12 points of damage on her. I like it. Comes in on Errant and whips a staff off of her back and starts in on you. And that's a...
If I was ready for an attack, do I get...
You're not surprised.
It's not a surprise round. It's just regular combat.
Yeah.
First attack is a crit. Second attack is a 12 to hit, which I don't think hits your AC.
Nope.
Third attack is a 25.
Yep.
Fourth attack is an 18.
Yep.
So two strikes with a staff and 2 unarmed punches come in as she kicks and bludgeons at you.
Oh, goddamn troll monk.
Oh, I should have used silvery barbs.
Which
Can I
attack?
still use silvery barbs?
The first attack that hits you, it makes sense that you would have the opportunity to do so.
Sorry, I'm not used to having silvery barbs.
Yeah, it works out that the first attack is the one that you would use it on. That brings it down to a 14.
Okay, so only 2 hit.
All right. The 2 unarmed strikes hit. You notice this sickly green sheen on her staff as she swings it, and it kind of flares out with this spider silk as it goes. So the unarmed strikes are 10 bludgeoning and 5 bludgeoning, respectively. And you have not had a round yet. And you feel as she punches you, both of her fists seem to do a little more than you anticipated. And a moment later, you go to catch your breath and you can't. Your chest feels tight. And you take another 18 points of damage as this like magical force compresses your chest down.
Good lord.
She looms over you and stares into your eyes. That's her turn. Jub.
Oh shit! And I wheel on her. Oh damn. Covered in troll parts.
I'm sorry, what the fuck just happened?
You were hit for
Dove into us
33
and
points
beat
of
the
damage.
shit out of you.
Yeah, I get that. But what the fuck, bro?
Are you
I'll tell
still
you
up?
after. Yep. Still up.
I'm up.
Neat. I think I'm gonna point at her and invoke a 3rd level Dissonant Whispers.
All right.
But she's gonna roll at disadvantage because she's hexed. And
That's not for saving throws. That is only for ability checks.
ability checks.
Is it wisdom based?
It is wisdom based.
All right. She did get silvery barbed. Who has advantage on their next D20 roll, Mac?
Not her. Who's gonna choose her?
Give it to Aaron for sure.
Shit.
Yeah.
You can give it to
probably
yourself.
take that.
Yourself.
That's a
going
natural. That's a natural 1 on the wisdom save. So go ahead, roll your spell.
Yeah.
Perfect. How do I chuck a 5th level version of this into chat, or do you just want me to slash roll 5d6?
If you click it in your spell sheet, it'll ask you what level you're gonna run it at.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So, boom.
Oh.
Only cool. Yeah. Very good. And drop down level 3. Perfect.
All right. Failed the save. That's going to be 14 points of psychic damage, I believe. Let me double check.
Wow. Yeah. Double 1s on the extra 2 dice, and
Yep.
Jesus, what a shitty use of a 3rd. Anyway, so it's 14 psychic.
All right.
And
They
she
are.
has to immediately use her reaction and go as far away from me as possible.
Yep. Yeah, she goes ahead and does that. 14 points of damage, and starts. You're there. Aaron, you're gonna get an attack of opportunity as she runs away.
Great.
Yeah.
Excellent ruling.
As she like, I'm pissed. I'm not raging, but I'm pissed.
She also zipping
As
past
she runs-
Rocket.
Sprocket doesn't have a
Away.
reaction yet.
Oh, he just used his, yeah.
You see me like pull up this cello off my back, and I kind of like twist the handle in midair, and it goes from being this cello that's like has all these intricate carvings on the side. Now you can see why. As I twist it, it flattens down, and the edges along here become flat and sharp along the sides. And the strings, the little magical blue strings, just kind of fade away and make this like sound as it does this. And I just come crashing down on them with this, hopefully with this cello.
We got to get him
All
a
right.
piano so he can do that with a piano.
It's not going to hit.
A 14
You
does
have
not.
advantage. Oh, 14. No.
Wait, I gave myself advantage. Didn't I?
Yep. The
But that doesn't
12
matter,
that
so
you
I'm not
got.
gonna
That's your
take
best roll.
So, you take a swing and they get a ways back and they start to shake.
Fuck, kick flips to live. 14 damage. Bullshit.
This Trollkin raider steps forward onto Sprocket and takes this spear two-handed and tries to jam it into Sprocket's being. And I gotta see what his AC is. 20. So only one of them will hit
Uh-oh.
for 8 points of piercing damage. They rolled pretty good. Now, Errant, you're up.
Yeah. I don't like.
Yeah, no. She knows us real hard.
Can we go home?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going home in a box.
Yeah, see, I don't like that. Okay. I'm going to. I should probably friggin' heal, shouldn't I?
You do what you got to do, boss. That's why Healing Word is so good, because it's a bonus action.
Yeah.
And you can rage as an action and not take so many, like, fucking terrible hits.
Yeah. Wait, where's my spellcasting modifier?
It's Charisma.
Oh, is this barbarian?
Yeah, he's a barbarian.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
That was the whole gimmick.
Just make sure you cast the spell before you rage, because you can't cast spells while raging. Or concentrate on them.
Fine. Yeah, that I know. Yeah, as like this thing runs past and I swing at it, I kind of shake my head and I go, I kind of like, I'm gonna cast, I'm gonna cast, actually, aid might be, no, aid's not a bonus action.
Aid's an action.
Yeah. Oh wait, I can't Healing Word, rage, and then attack, can I?
Correct. Rage is a bonus action.
Cool.
I
I'm going
misspoke
to.
before. Yep.
Yes. Okay. If that's the case, because I only get a 1d4 plus 3, I could majorly bung that up.
If you're worried about your health, you can Healing Word and then slug a potion.
Drink a potion. Yeah. I was just thinking about giving. They haven't taken damage yet. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pump myself with some Healing Word.
All right.
And then I'm going to, which is for 1d4 plus 3.
Yep.
For 6.
Yep.
And then I'm going to chug a healing potion, which is
2d4 plus 2.
or 2d4 plus 2. It's
Flippy,
like
you're on
3.
deck.
8.
Yep. You still got to move
Okay,
left.
that's better. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of pull back over to here. And yeah, that'll be my turn, which is annoying.
All right. Flippy, you're up.
You can't do much.
All right. So I am going to just be like, oh shit, and just chuck the armchair off of my back, and I'm gonna be like, all right, armchair, you get him.
Armchair. I love it.
Best name ever.
So he's
there's an owl somewhere having a thought in the back of his mind. Someone just did something amazing.
I'm going to move him 15 feet back to like kind of like around these rocks next to me, and it's going to take a pot shot at the one that's closest to Sprocket.
Sounds good.
The dude that would
The big one or the troll?
the one that is jabbing him.
All right. Yeah. And you should be able to roll an attack directly from Harmchair's character sheet.
From Harmchair's character.
So if you hold,
okay,
yeah, if you hold
Wait,
down
sorry.
Alt and double click Harmchair, you should have the all the stats in the character sheet for it for Eldritch Cannon. There's one for Force Ballista in there.
Boots Cannon, Flamethrower, Force Ballista. Nice. Okay, so
yep.
Pardon me. Walk me through. There we go.
There it is. So a 16 will absolutely hit that Trollkin.
That's got an attack of plus. Oh right, yeah, because the plus. No, I've got a plus 7.
Is your int 4?
Yeah.
Oh, the Harmchair does not benefit from your enhanced focus. So it's just your int plus your proficiency modifier.
Right. I still have a spell attack bonus of +7. It says
Yeah.
on my character sheet.
Yeah, so
You get that, but the
you
spell
have
doesn't.
it for your focus, but the cannon does not benefit from that.
Okay, but
So
on
its
my
is +6.
on my core, I have firebolt with a +8 because of my.
Oh, your
Oh,
intelligence is higher than Hoot's. So yeah, just add 1 to that because I'm using Hoots's on the fly.
Okay.
You're smarter than Hoots is, and
Haha,
that's a terrifying
17.
thing.
And we can make that canon. The clip
Huh?
ends here.
Ah. It hits
So you're
it.
telling me now it's canon?
Cannon's now canon.
It's not
so
canon.
Puns.
It
they're
takes
everywhere.
8 points of force damage and is pushed 5 feet away from
Absolutely.
Sprocket.
Yeeted.
Get
Not
away
provoking an
from
attack
my
of opportunity.
friend! And I'm going to pull the blunderbuss out, and I'm going to chuck. I'm gonna chuck. I'm gonna grab into my bag and pull out some just shrapnel and chuck
Mhm.
it in the front of it, and I'm going to cast catapult
I like it.
and shoot a catapult. That's a DC 15 X save, I believe it is. Oh wait.
Yeah. Just go ahead, click the spell.
Where's
It'll
the
throw it in
actual
chat.
spell?
Who are you targeting with this?
I guess that's putting it up there. Why isn't it going? It was so eager to go before.
Let's see.
Info.
Oh, click the name, not the icons to the side.
I know I am.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Okay,
Oh.
well,
Allow me to assist with GM power.
please go ahead. My hand is off the mouse.
All right. Spells, catapult. What level do you want to cast it at?
Just level 1.
Submit.
Damn.
It shows it as being Sprocket.
That's
They're going to make a DC 15 Dex save, or try. I mean, they are a monk. That's a 21, so they made it.
Oh. Okay, so hold on. There is oh, I'm stuck in some other menu. Input value. What cast at what level? Oh wait, that's
Yeah.
So that's me. Cancel. Get out of here.
Roll
There you go.
20 is catching up with you. That's all.
Yeah.
I hit
Probably had a
submit,
window
but I
tucked
can't.
behind a window.
I can't.
Just whack the escape key a couple times.
Oh my god. The input value is still. Anyway, but the thing is, it's in a line. So I would like to, wherever the guy landed, I wanted to move my distance first and try to get them both in the line.
Ah,
And
okay.
then if it misses the first one, the second one has to make the save as well.
I'll see how the second one does. Second one fails. So
Alright.
that's going to be 19 points of bludgeoning damage to the second from catapult
Very good.
And I'm
on the trollkin.
that'll end my turn, and I'm gonna relaunch roll 20
Sounds
because
good.
I've got artifacts all over my screen right now. Yeah, input values, tons of them.
Y'all notice that over here, that second troll is hoofing it off into the bush.
This is
And
the guy
it's
with the melting
Sprocket's turn.
hands carrying a
Yeah.
rock. Okay.
He is screaming while he sizzles,
Uh-huh.
as his skin is not healing as fast as it is melting,
Because he's a troll.
because he's a troll. And Sprocket, seeing his time, steps up on this troll, utters a word, and brings the hammer down on this now injured, looking incredibly harmed troll. And let's see here. With a critical hit.
Natural 20 sprockets. Oh,
Holy.
days you're not here.
You see that much like what happened with the piece of firewood that he threatened to Jub with, this ruby hilted rapier starts to vibrate like a tuning fork and brings it down into the now dying troll. and the now dead troll, and you hear a thunderous like, whoom, as he pushes it into the ground. This thing was looming over him, and the tip of the sword hit it in the shoulder and just pile drove him down like a fence post into the ground. And he turns and he looks, and he narrows his eyes at the giant lady. And he uses his bonus action and puts Hexblade's Curse on it.
Nice call.
Yeah. So that's going to be on now. And yeah, that's basically his turn. So next we're going to go to Eguy, that shakes the magic off and like turns and sees a dead troll buried in the ground.
Oh, sorry, I only have... There we go.
Yeah. And she also has some hex on her as well. Yeah. Seeing the catapult go through. At the start of her turn, you notice the wounds that were inflicted start to knit back up. With troll regeneration.
Trolls.
Such trolls. She's going to beat the ever-living shit out of Sprocket.
Acceptable. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a reasonable thing that happens. Whiffs a staff at him.
Is she made of stone?
Does not appear to be.
She's got troll bits stitched to her. She's giant kin otherwise.
She could be like a stone giant.
She is a Goliath with some stuff.
Yeah, she's got a fist that could squish a duck's neck. That's my only basis, really, other than seeing how badly Sprocket gets his ass fucking jiggered right here. Oh, and when she slapped the shit out of you too for 30.
Yeah, that as well.
With 2 glancing hits.
There we go. So the Sprocket like narrowly dodges out of the way.
Clink, bang, ping, ping, pong.
Of the staff, and she like rears back and swings a leg and a troll claw at him at the same time, for unarmed strikes, and that'll hit, and that's gonna be Hand of Harm, and yeah, there we go.
Sorry, JR. We'll see you next time with your new character.
12 and 14 respectively.
Oh, that's not so bad yet.
Sprocket's having a bit of a hard day. Is not quite in single digits yet.
Monk Nova.
Well, standard monk turn. Jub.
Get 'em. Things have gotten complicated very fast.
Something occurs to Jub. All of the people around here were like, her and her brother were kind of okay, but the people that were saying that were all high-level adventurers. What's Jub got in the tank?
Jub has thoughts, many thoughts that have changed recently. Oh, God. I kind of don't want the giant rock to run away. I also kind of want to help Sprocket. Sorry. I would like to invoke the Dark Tongues of Hadar.
All right.
Slap down a Hunger of Hadar on top of her.
Okay.
Sorry, God, what's that radius? I just saw and didn't. 20-foot radius. Like... Is that 10? That's 20. Ugh.
Yep. I can work with that.
That-ish. Yeah, and as much as the rock is running away and probably off to start some nefarious plans over there, Jub is going to invoke Dark Tongues and run up here and Hadar there and make all sorts of life for her complicated. So that is... Let me
What color is Jub's magic?
Red, in all cases.
Red in all
In
cases.
the case of Hunger of Hadar, it's that not quite ultraviolet red, that deep ombre that kind of just like, if you catch it on the right light, it makes your eyes hurt. The Hunger of Hadar is mostly black,
Okay.
but there's flashes of red in there.
This Hunger of Hadar, if I am not mistaken, is a 20-foot radius.
Yeah, 20-foot radius, black ball, and creatures that start their turn in it take 2d6 cold damage automatically. Any creature that ends its turn within it must succeed on a dex save versus 2d6 acid.
So,
but the cold does not get a save.
Going along with the template here, are you
Yeah.
thinking of trying to position it like here?
Oh my god, that is massive.
20-foot
That's 20
radius. Yeah.
Not diameter.
Holy balls! Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll squeeze it off to the.
You can include Sprocket
I
in
am
it
not
if you
going
want.
to kill. I am not going to kill Flippy or any of our friends. I'm going to
right.
plop it on top of her in that edge there,
Okay.
which will shove her closer to me, I'm sure. But yeah, no, that's the best I got right here. We got to get something in hard and
Flippy.
fast.
A writhing
Anyway.
mass of black, like inky darkness and squelching sounds appears in
Yeah.
front of you.
Every single time you've ever seen me eat
Yeah.
comes to mind.
That's
Yeah.
horrifying.
Yeah, just god awful. Yes.
I like it.
Invocations of the Dark One, also known as Happy Face Eating Time.
Keep it
damage
off
doesn't
my
trigger
toes.
until the start of her turn or anything like that. Nothing's automatic yet. So
Yeah.
I think that's all me. I don't think I have a bonus action that's worthwhile, other
Alright.
than pointing at the troll that's running away and giving him the stink eye.
All right. Yeah, at the start of her turn, she'll start taking effects on that.
Sorcery points. Yeah, I'm gonna sorcery points and give myself back
A third
this
level
spell
slot.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
that's all 5 right away.
Aaron, you're up. Your quarry has disappeared in a writhing mass of tentacles and hentai.
She's
Sir,
unseen to us.
sir. Also, it
She
is a pitch black ball. She
Yeah,
disappears into it.
You cannot see her.
So if I cast something where I last saw her, would it not hit them?
At disadvantage.
Area spells would be fine.
It is an area spell.
Yeah. Boom, bitch.
Well, if I can't see them, and I'm not going to run up into the tentacles,
Good call.
I'm going to cast Shatter.
Okay. Roughly where?
Where
You
it
can
would
see
only
where
hit them.
Okay, you can see where Sprocket is, so you have a rough approximation
Yes.
without
So I
hitting
knew they were
Sprocket.
attacking Sprocket before they were engulfed in this stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cast Shatter. Did they automatically fail?
They do not.
They have disadvantage?
Go ahead and roll Shatter.
There's no roll. Oh, you're talking about the damage.
Yeah,
They have to make a saving throw.
they
Don't
do,
they?
but you have to click the spell first.
Let me-
Throw it into chat.
That's
you-
the description.
That's the description. Click the spell.
What are you talking about? Click the spell.
When you click Shatter under your attacks,
Oh, I see
it'll
what
actually
you're
roll
saying. Yeah,
roll
yeah,
the
yeah,
damage
yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
So they're trying to make
That's
a DC
it?
14 Constitution saving throw. It's 3d8. They failed,
Might as
so they
well
take
roll one.
9 points of thunder damage.
Boom.
Boom, fuck.
That is not
You are
a
you
lot.
are not a wizard.
I'm barely a wizard, and that's because I call myself one.
But that's
Yeah,
okay.
but 3d8 rolling a 9, that's pitiful.
That was
That's
kind of closer.
that's 2 1s. That's kind of crap.
Yeah.
Anything else? That's your action. And your spell.
Yeah, I'll move up.
All right. Gotta be. Do you want to rage this turn?
No.
All right.
Point of order.
mostly for story reasons.
Hideous ball of shadows, Shatter Kai, jumping between shadows.
I'd allow it. You're jumping into a place that's wrapping you up, and you would have a hard time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If you start to turn it in, it causes problems. But you get resistance when you do that, don't you?
Yeah. There's also shadows on the map that you could absolutely leverage as well, such as the ones cast over here that I painstakingly put into place on the map. So your shadow jumpy abilities had some.
He was thinking about us.
Yeah.
Wants to give us opportunities to die in exotic places
and use your abilities.
What shadow thing are you talking about? My ability, I can go anywhere within 30 feet. I don't have any shadows.
He's thinking that you're a shadow monk.
No, I'm thinking he's a Shatter Kai with a racial ability to jump between shadows.
Nope, just 30 feet anywhere.
That's a shadow monk thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Flippy.
I have a question about one of my GIF abilities.
Yes.
The Astral Spark.
Yes.
It says, my psychic connection to the astral plane enables you to mystically access a spark of divine power, which you can channel through your weapons. When you hit a target with a simple or martial weapon, you can cause the target to take an additional force damage equal to your proficiency bonus.
We said that you could do that with your spell cannon, so your cantrips.
Okay, cool.
Your boomstick.
All right, cool. But like catapult, that wouldn't make as much sense, right?
We had said cantrips before because that's replacing your I'm shooting a shotgun thing.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, then I'm going to I use 30 feet of movement speed to move up to where I am. I'm going to call my armchair over me with another 15 feet on his.
Yes.
With my bonus action, and I'm going to have him target the guy that's fleeing.
Good call.
I like it.
And
it was a coin flip for me between the two.
Yeah. He's got a little bit of cover from the stuff that's in the way. So he's a little harder to hit than you thought. But roll with your force ballista.
You did give me the spell sniper.
So that's
I'm not sure if that would apply to the harm chair. No.
The harm chair is its own creature and does not benefit from your feat.
So then I will roll this just straight, right?
Yeah. He just has a higher AC from cover.
Sorry, just pulling up Hoot's cannon. Boom.
And then plus
11?
1 to that. An 11 does not hit him. It goes wide and it shatters against a big icy crystal.
Dang. Well, then I will try myself with a firebolt.
All right. Go ahead and roll.
And this. There we go. A 24.
A 24 absolutely hits.
Now, there's a couple things that happen as well. The force damage of my Astral Spark is for another 2 damage at level 5.
2
or
proficiency
bonus, isn't it?
3.
Proficiency is what? 3?
Yeah.
3.
So 3. Yeah. And then also my arcane firearm. I get
an extra D8
and roll an extra D8. Yeah. So I'll just pop that in with this. 6 more damage. So that brings the total to 19 instead of 11.
Yeah. 20 technically. 14 and 6. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, pardon me. 3. I was thinking 2 instead of 3. Correct.
Yeah.
Nice.
Blow his head off.
I hit him with a I imitate the motion that I saw earlier of the guy cocking it, and I'm just like, really, I gotta add that to mine. And that's very satisfying. And I blasted down.
Effectiveness of this thing. Goddamn.
I gotta get me one of those.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
that smoked him?
He is still up.
Yeah,
and you see at a very slow rate, he is slowly dying.
Because he's holding a nuclear rock and has been burned horribly.
His regeneration cannot keep up with the thing he's holding, never mind being shot in the spine.
Especially with fire damage. Yay.
Yeah, good call.
That too.
But that's all I have.
He basically
you fucking unloaded on the guy. Good job.
Knocked to the ground, and he's like trying to scoop it up, but he's also trying to hold in like his intestines.
His own guts. And his arms are stubs, and he's just, it's Tuesday, no.
Sprocket. And Sprocket is like, I know where you are. Hex and curse and
I love Sprocket.
Ooh.
Blah, 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 blah. And he turns, and you see the swords start to vibrate.
Mm-hmm. As they should.
As they should. All good spells, or all good swords vibrate. And yeah, he's going to bloop and bloop and bloop. And cursed, booming, eldritch sword goodness. That's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, Sprocket!
And
Shit,
he's going to...
that might hit. Jesus.
He's going to dump Fury of the Small and Divine Smite into it.
That's a good goblin. It's a real good goblin.
Because this is what JR built. JR built a goblin that makes you regret your life decisions.
I was wondering when you said 2 of them were optimized, and then
fucking
you
Fist of the North Star hand goes.
It was like R2. I'm like, I want to see Sprocket actually be the optimized then. That's a lot of damage.
JR took the term "you fucked with my tribe" and ran with it.
I see 34 damage. Jesus Christ!
I'm glad to be part of his tribe now.
I'm glad he doesn't hate us. Holy shit!
That's 34 damage from a cantrip.
And several activated abilities that trigger on a hit. But
so, because I want the this known, I'm gonna share this just to show I'm not goofing. See, everybody can see. There's 34 hit points left.
Oh,
where?
Yeah.
What's the goof? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
or where am I looking to see the
visible to everybody? If you look at E-Guy's
there we
token.
Go.
Yeah,
34 left.
Remaining hit points of 58.
That's exactly what he did.
Exactly what.
That's
he just
exactly
rolled.
what he just did.
I love when that shit happens. That's called kismet, sir.
Absolutely. He does not pull his shot, and it's just like, Gah!
Yeah,
and
yeah. Well,
nobody hears through the howling wind and the darkness.
At the beginning of her turn, she's consumed.
She starts getting consumed by
tentacles. Rush up against her. Acid boils her flesh, and in the darkness, all we hear is squelching.
Oh,
squelching! And because it's acid, her regeneration's not kicking in proper.
Trolls.
And
yeah.
The so being where we are,
loot.
that troll is over there frantically
points
trying
at the
to...
other troll and his head explodes.
Rather,
I fire a cantrip at him if I
you clean up tidily as he like tries to head out.
I'll scorching ray if I need to.
He is unable to. This is cantrip work.
Very good. I blow his legs off and we question him possibly. In his dying words, does he tell us where this other guy is, or is he just gurgling?
He is gurgling, and he doesn't have eyes anymore.
He probably doesn't speak common. Like he doesn't strike me as the smart one of the group because he's carrying the rock that's melting him.
He is indeed carrying the rock that is melting him.
Like, if you're given orders to 2 underlings, one of which speaks common, the other of which you love, but he's only in the tribe because he's your cousin. Like, and not like a direct cousin, but like a third cousin from like an aunt you never see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's he doesn't have eyes anymore. Radiation. It tastes like radiation.
Neat.
Ooh.
Neat.
And as Jub releases their spell, you see the body of a giant hanging out.
Like he's the giant?
Neat.
His body?
Nope.
Or
like
what
the giant kin that you guys just killed. So Jub releases the spell, the tentacles go away. And you've got this Goliath monk that has supplanted all of their limbs with these long, gangly troll limbs.
How? First question. How? Like, why we get? Why is never hard, but how?
I'm gonna take a seat in my
Can
chair.
hurt. Like, Flippy, do you have any recollection on mad body stitching? Is this like a thing we should know
I'm
about?
gonna take a look at the sutures here.
There
also,
are none.
Sprocket, high five.
Gather anything out of it?
He puts his sword away. And,
Yeah. Just
I-
breaks my wrist.
I use 2 spell slots.
Yeah. So did I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I investigate this body a little bit?
Roll me
Or
a
By all
medicine
means, the
check.
wreckage is yours to pick through.
Oh,
I have dibs on her face
not
when
like
you're done.
Arcana or
In this case, if you're trying to figure out the unusual physiology, totally medicine.
yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Well, I'm not so good at that one, but I'll give
There
it my
are
best.
You're
no
as good as I am.
there are no stitch marks
Actually,
where
no,
any
I'm
of these
straight.
limbs attached to her like
She's
shoulders.
a troll.
No,
I assume
no.
if it went well, like
Knowing, like, medically, there would be stitch marks. If this is maybe this is the work of some sort of spell casting, then maybe I could come at it with a different angle.
Perhaps. From certain interactions, trolls are regenerative.
oh yeah.
And a troll can take a severed limb and hold it up against itself and put it back on.
Ah, yes, interesting.
She's
So
a
it's just
Goliath.
their own kind. Oh, interesting.
She
Who's
is
putting
giant
troll in-
folk. Trolls are giant folk.
They are.
They taste like a rubbery chicken.
Do they ever, like, hang out with each other?
Roll me a in this case, probably a nature check. This is like
All right.
Yeah.
We're up.
so
11.
trolls are the creepy, weird hillbilly cousins of giants that hang out in bogs and brew moonshine.
They are the honey badgers of little wombats. Like, giants are big and lumpy and fine, but then you get the fucking honey badger version, and it just feral, and it's designed to live in its space, and it's designed to not die based on what it eats. And
Goliaths also don't have spiky bone protrusions sticking out of their skulls.
knuckles and skulls. Yeah.
She
That
is a lot more
twig.
bony than you would have expected. You know some Goliaths. There's a dude named
She's into
Conrad.
body mods.
I mean,
Apparently,
these don't look like they were screwed in, do they?
they look like they were grown.
Yeah. I think we're dealing with an osteomage, which is a horrifying thought.
That's
I really
chiropractor
like
in town, though.
I really like the look. I'd like to get the number of her boner.
7.5.
Sprocket, please. Nuke him.
James likes the joke.
We have pleased our dark god.
Yes.
Sprocket is like experimenting and like stabs the troll and it heals and it stabs it and it heals and it stabs it and heals.
Mm-hmm.
But it's dead.
The other one on the ground, he's like, I can't use fire magic. There. Until Jub finally takes the hit and
I
comes over.
hand him a vial
Can
of
I-
alchemist fire. We
Sure,
smash it in his face
I'll
together.
fucking just a quick one. Oh,
Yeah,
I got
right.
it. Don't waste a vial. My goodness.
Oh, well, yeah, right.
He keeps
Expendable
trying to
resources.
get back up.
Oh, good God. I point finger
I'm-
guns and his head
this
explodes.
is fun anyway. Wow.
Boom, boom, boom. And we unload fire cantrips into this guy.
So you're presented with
Riddle
a
him
couple
with
of
fire.
things.
Yeah.
You
Trolls
have
working with giants.
a
Mutant.
big old hole in front of you.
Yeah.
That seems to have a body in it.
What are these massive black stripes over the top of the map?
Shadow.
That my vision don't seem to punch through.
Yeah.
It's just because your token can't see over top of the glass things. If you go around
Well-
them on the map, you can.
Oh,
totally
yeah,
see
yeah.
them.
But there's a persistent.
Well, no,
band.
there's there's
also
like
a
shadows that
persistent
don't
swamp.
go away.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway. It's
I don't
obscuring
I see
just
'em.
the part of the map
Oh,
you're describing. so-
those are the little oval drawings that I had to do to create the shadow effect on the map. That's all.
Right.
for tiny little
Huge
objects.
ones overlaying the entire.
I'm going to
Flop
teach you
of the
some
map.
Roll20 foo when we're done.
Sure.
Hmm.
I didn't want to use lines. I wanted to use ovals. So that said, you are presented with a couple of things. There's a hole in the ground that they exhumed that package out of. It seems
like
to
a
be
crater, or did they dig this?
They dug it out. There were shovels.
They were looking for it.
There's a massive body in there that is missing a hand and seems to now be missing something from the center of its torso.
Oh,
they were excavating the
Boy.
heart. Wait, the heart. Was it his heart?
Can I?
There's something wrapped in a bunch of furs and,
it's
and
still-
cloths over with a dead troll off the side of the map.
does my mage hand catch fire as I peel the tarps off of the lump?
Does not.
Good. So 30 feet away from a distance, I'm gonna peel open the package.
It's about the size of like bigger than a basketball.
Yeah, like large watermelon, but not much
Yeah.
bigger than that.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
Certainly more than 5 pounds for carrying.
Oh yeah, I'm
Is it
not
more
trying
than
to pick
10?
up the rock. I'm trying
Yeah.
to peel the stuff off the covering.
Yep.
So from a distance, we can see whether or not it's going to burn my eyes out.
It looks like a bright white ceramic, like it's not quite a rhomboid, but it looks like ceramic or stone.
Neat. I'm going to put the skins back on top of that and step behind a large something in between me and it.
Okay.
Just cover my nuts.
If
How?
it looks like an ominous radioactive cinder block.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I got the gist real fast.
Aaron?
How old is this body in the ground? Like, is it like clearly decomposed? Is it?
How old was that
It is-
battle?
It is a skeleton. It looks almost mummified because the nature of like frozen ground and things.
Permafrosted. We
yeah.
we could see the edges of where its flesh once was, but it's
Yeah.
yeah.
And it is.
Can I investigate
it's
to see if I can find anything?
pushing 10 feet tall. Are you investigating the hole?
The body
There's
and the
shovels.
whole, like just where
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah, you can investigate the body if you want to get down into the hole and go and
Use the
root
shovels.
around?
Don't touch it with your hands. Don't get your hands involved.
if you're not using your hands though,
His
it would
hands
just
melted.
be with your eyes.
His hands melted.
Aaron, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw as you jump down into the hole to start poking around.
Oh god.
Boy,
All right,
are we exhausted still?
you are. You have not rested.
Technically.
Just check.
Thank
Sure.
God none of us tried to grapple anybody.
You take 11 points of radiant damage as you step into the close proximity of this body
Y'all taking that
in the
literally.
ground.
Oh
So-
shit.
It's about 5 feet down into this hole. As you stand on top, this body is at least 10 feet long. And you get down here and you just feel a malaise in your muscles. All of a sudden it
heart
hurts.
was a watermelon? And
Yeah.
he was only 10 feet long?
Uh-huh.
That's more than a heart. It's not his head. It came out of his chest?
The head is there. It came out of the chest.
Oh, that is.
As soon as I jump down and take that,
Out the
I mean, that
tumba.
feeling and feel the
I
burn in
mean,
me, I'm gonna
It's not the tumor,
quickly-
but it might
Hold
be
on.
a baby.
You were saying, Mac?
quickly jump back out.
You're like, bad touch, bad touch.
His skin's coming up.
And I'm gonna turn to everybody and go, I don't think it's just that ball over there that is,
Hot.
hot.
Would
This
you like a
entire
potion?
hole is hot.
I've got potions. Would you like a
Hmm.
potion?
Yes.
Would you
I'm
like a
okay.
potion in a chicken?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, just a potion.
Sprocket is going to
How much is a potion again?
50 gold pieces.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Sprocket.
If you whack it on your sheet, it'll roll it for you.
2. Sprocket doesn't have any healing spells. So
Rocket has the
he's-
good touch only.
He's got the
I'll-
good touch
I'll-
only.
I'll come up to Sprocket and just
Oh,
take.
I was gonna say Sprocket heals himself for 10.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And then we might short rest.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
away
okay,
away
so
from
I'll
the
hold on then.
radiation.
Yeah,
He's like,
hold on.
I have 5 points left in an abstract way.
Yeah, keep your 5 points of healing for emergencies only. We're in low gear here.
Are we going to take a short rest right now and kind of figure out what's going on, or
I think thematically appropriate, but
should we get away from the? I should maybe shove that radiation
we
thing
want
into
to put
the
a
bag,
mound
right?
of earth between us and the strange extraplanar thing that may or may not be the child of a dead god.
you could put it in your bag of holding?
Put it in the
dear
bag
Lord,
of holding,
we
right?
do not want to take that with us, do we?
Well,
We don't want to leave it here. There was a
clearly
reason they
there's
wanted
value
it.
Shove
in
it back in
right?
the hole.
Absolutely. No, you cannot expect me to leave something like this behind.
You know what?
My friend,
that is
I am so interested. It could be
entirely within the winds of
power.
change. I accept your your need, and look away as you put it in your bag.
Also, did you have any more of those blueberries? Those things were delicious.
I'm going to need a good old list of all the things that are in that bag of holding with this thing.
Yeah, oh boy, what's gonna succumb to nuclear damage?
What's going to be sentient by the time you wake up tomorrow? I
You're
love
gonna
it.
open that bag, it's gonna be a bag of feasting. Bag of
just
hunger?
carpets.
Bag of mouse?
Just carpets.
Just
So-
If
carpets
anything's going to be
shooting at them.
sentient, it's a carpet.
You guys, taking a cue from Errant, you step back from that hole
Yeah,
that has
obvious
been-
burns on his exposed skin. Tell me that.
that has been containing this object of obvious radiating.
Can I throw an
Hey.
Arcana check at this thing? Because I have a suspicion it's extraplanar
Absolutely.
angel giant god fighter thing. Like when you get into servants of the gods and stuff.
Could I do something like that as well? Or
Yeah, you can roll me Arcana or Religion if you're proficient in them.
I mean, I'm
Arcana
proficient in
or
both if I want to double check my work.
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
proficient in Arcana.
Hey, 16 and a
There we go.
21.
Job. We'll start with you for the your Arcana. You're like, it is met. Those are sigils of the gods.
Sigils of the gods. Yeah, no, they're rare. We're in Jub territory.
They are 100% written in giant script.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's angular. And you like look down and you see the gangly like bag lady toes on that corpse, and it's like that was a troll.
Oh, okay.
That's
Oh,
a troll
God, the
with
favorite of their
no
god was a
hand.
troll.
The body in the hole has a stump where there should be a hand. Trolls regenerate their limbs.
Yeah,
That
except
doesn't
when
add
you're
up.
the favorite of a god and you choose to lose a limb in penance or
Or
accolade.
replace it with something else.
Yeah. Oh shit. They've been digging at this hole for a while.
So, that stone seems to have some sort of divine significance to it.
Jub.
Flippy.
Hmm.
It's radiating bad mojo, as though you've seen.
No, I rolled religion. That's a
Yeah.
mojo check.
Yeah. You've seen folks in the bennies radiate out in a circumference around them 3d8 radiant damage for a set amount of time. You're pretty certain that that thing functions like it's got spirit guardians cast on it at all times,
Oh wow!
Awesome.
So
hurting you every single turn for 3d8
in the-
radiant damage.
if it's in the
us we're
bag,
friends with it.
will it just destroy everything in the bag?
It's, as long as you don't have any creatures in the bag, it should be fine.
Right. Okay.
Well,
Yeah. No.
Point of
It's,
effective order: radiant for good, necrotic for evil.
Yeah, it's radiant.
Oh boy.
Somebody thought they were good.
Oh, okay. Very good.
And just
Saves.
because they're trolls doesn't mean they're evil.
Mhm. have I?
Species of semi-immortal cannibals.
Did I take any damage?
No?
I don't think you got hit. I didn't get
Alright,
hit. By some miracle, neither one of us got grazed by anything.
Yes. Yeah, you're all right.
Well, then maybe this we could call a spirit bomb.
Oh, it's because you saw the chair's hit points on top of yours.
Oh
That's
no,
why it
no, no!
showing
I was
25.
no. I know. I knew that was it. I was just.
Okay.
I was thinking maybe I should do a fucking roll for it and take some damage off it
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah,
that. If that's
you're good. You
handle
got a good look when Jub Mage handed the wrappings away.
Perfect.
Oh, technically you would have to get close to put it in the bag. So yeah, give me a sec.
That's a save versus half.
No save.
No save on Spirit Guardians. Oh, that's
And this
some
is
bullshit.
this is the closest approximation you can think of to what this thing is doing.
Oh, my mistake.
yeah.
Okay, so it's not
It's
actually.
it's not as the spell. It's just it functions similar.
Yeah.
It is an
You're making an
irradiated cinder block.
You're making an allegory. I jumped too
Yeah.
far with the spell description.
I'm definitely.
Also, holy shit, are you burning?
You
I'm still
grab it.
definitely way too interested to not push through and grab it.
You grab it, and it hurts, and it hurts, and it hurts, and you roll it in. That's 19
Shove
points
the
of
bang.
radiant damage.
Oh shit! Is it
shit.
ever?
Yeah.
Ow.
Where are
That
we
hurt a
burying?
lot more than I thought it would.
Come back. Your face is just a sunburn. It's smoking.
Yeah. Definitely.
On
just-
that giant's body, on Egai's body, there's a couple of things.
A few things that might have survived.
Yeah, like her body didn't regenerate properly, but that staff that she was swinging around is kind of weird.
Gookie monk shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gookie monk shit.
That's the big thing. Also, carved into her leg, where the troll leg is, are a bunch of arcane sigils.
Again with the rune carving.
Yeah.
Why don't any of us speak giant? Critical missing information. Wilderness survival. Speaking
You're
giant.
fairly confident that she has spell scrolls on her.
Etched into her skin.
Interesting. Could I put them onto parchment somehow?
You're fairly
Instead of-
confident that with
Uh-huh.
a successful medicine check and or
A large sword.
Jub has the ability to make
Yeah.
things from creatures. As a lizard
Well-
folk, it's a racial thing.
And doesn't Errant have a way to copy things?
What he means is I'm good at taking skins off of things.
I'd wager between the two of you,
Yeah.
you guys could make proper scrolls out of this.
Spell
Spell
skins.
skins, hell yeah. Gross, I fucking love it.
Yes. Trolls, man. Troll magic. What do you expect?
So that to your eyes, that staff is 100% magical.
Oh.
And
It
you
came
can
out of the hunger of
absolute-
Hadar. Totally.
and the skin on her leg could absolutely be repurposed into whatever scroll it was that could be activated as a one-time use thing. You just
Neat.
got, instead of parchment, it's a lady's leg.
In a show of grotesque feral nature, her head is coming off. And I will show
All
it
right.
to her brother, and he will learn his lesson too.
I like it. Do you put it with the chickens?
They're hungry, I'm sure. I'll take the face. They can have the rest.
I like
I
it.
did not buy feed for the chickens. They'll eat anything.
You did not.
No.
You didn't expect for them to last this long.
Yeah, no.
Um,
Really, I thought I would be hungrier by now.
That said, we'll call it there for the night. You guys can plan out what you want to do for next week.
Mm-hmm.
And
faces.
see what happens next.
It's gonna start with a short rest somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And a brief parsing of what happened last week to JR, which is going to involve a lot of high fives.
I'm pretty sure he was watching based on the chat. But yeah, good time.
Yeah.
I like it. You didn't die.
Good job, JR. You know
We
them.
didn't die.
You out Nova the Nova. Good job.
So,
Fucking
Yeah, that
um,
was insane.
so
30, 40.
the thing that hit you, Mac,
Beat the bloody shit out of you.
is although she is started off as a Goliath, I modified some stuff for the whole troll thing. They have bugbear limbs. So the stat block that I used to build was basically build a bugbear and reflavor them as a Goliath.
Did you
Right.
do a goddamn Build-A-Bear character?
Yeah. So she, like, racially, if you were building her as a PC, is a bugbear monk. So the thing that hit you was
Long-limbed.
Yeah.
long-limbed and surprise attack. You
that I took the
hadn't
extra
gone
damage
in
was.
combat yet, so every hit that she hits you with does an extra 2d6 damage.
It's like sneak attack, but better.
It's sneak attack once.
Yeah, and this hits on any hit
Yep.
before that trigger. Yeah.
And then the things that hit Sprocket were Hand of Harm, because, mercy.
And that's just standard monk way of death?
No, Way of Mercy.
Ah.
You
die quicker now. Go.
So when they can lay a hand and heal with Flurry of Blows, or they can deal an extra d6 plus their Wisdom modifier when they punch something unarmed.
I was going to say my fiance has a bugbear assassin rogue.
Oh,
yep.
Where
Lord.
it just drops in
Just
for like
smokes
10d8 damage.
God damn.
Level 3.
That's about right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Hey, James, once per turn, you can spend a key point and add a martial arts die in your Wisdom modifier.
Yep. Once per turn.
God damn, dude.
Yeah. Dumping, it's almost always better than Stunning Strike. It's just really good.
Just extra damage, and there's no fort save. It's just damage.
Yep.
Oh, I get to do extra damage by spending a point? Sure. Whatever. I'm a fucking sorcerer. Pew.
It's a thing. So thank you all for joining us. If you like what we do, please like the video, comment in the video, because it gets us some good algorithm use.
Engagement always matters.
A kind of a cool thing. We have a storefront now that is linked in the doobly-doo. It's if you go to logomancy.ca. We have a couple of shirts up in a couple of different colors. There's going to be highlights for any charitable events that we're running at any given time. Links to donation pages for Tiltify, that sort of thing. And then as we have little merchy stuff that people ask for, we'll try and put it up there. So share with your friends if you like, and we'll be back next week for more D&D shenanigans fun. And we'll see what happens after they eat some faces.
Yeah.
Help me.
I mean, I'm definitely, I'll invite others if they would like to join in the rites.
I'll observe.
Speaking
Not to
delicate
join
notes.
in.
I'm not going to speak for JR as to whether or not JR eats some faces. But
I mean, he's a goblin.
Yeah. But he was a heavy-duty mechanic that named himself Sprocket after he came through.
We will let
listens
him
to heavy metal.
He'll vibe check himself. It's fine.
I'm just gonna try to build a nuke out of this thing.
Oh dear God!
I love it.
It's
I just
radiation, man.
I
Every
roll it
artificer-
down a hill.
Every artificer. It needs to reach critical velocity and critical mass.
I'm gonna
What?
cut it in half and smash them together.
Here's the thing. Put it in a tube full of water till it boils.
Yes.
Put a turbine on it.
Yeah, there we go.
All
Power the village,
electricity is just
exactly.
making water boil faster. Good night, folks. You have a great
Good night, everybody. Bees.
Bye, guys. See you next